Well, they got a few cars burned. You know, again, I was telling them, you know, they have the dumpster fires. The first night after they seen that, why the hell didn't they just dump all the dumpsters so there was nothing to burn on them? Because they're dumb.
We've got a summer week ahead. The high today 90 degrees, mostly sunny skies, and a 20% chance for an afternoon thunder shower. Tonight,
they were up, by the way.
Tired of being tracked online? DuckDuckGo can help. They help millions of people like you take control of their personal information online.
Are you guys taking off this next week?
You can search and browse privately.
Take off?
For free.
Yeah, we are. We're going to leave Saturday.
This is Denver's talk station with Ross Kaminsky now.
To Washington?
630 KHOW.
Where nothing's open up that way. Not to mention they're fucking rioting there.
Where, Mark?
Washington State.
Where are you going to go?
We're heading to Nevada for 7 days, then Utah 7 days, and then Colorado 7 days. So we got about 3 weeks.
Wow.
We're only gonna travel on Saturday and Sunday, so it worked out pretty good. I really wanted to go up towards Seattle and shit, but there ain't a fucking thing open up there yet.
Wow, you're going to be gone 21 days. Wow.
But he's gonna call in and stuff though.
Vegas, I'll be in every day. Vegas first day or first week, then Moab, and then Colorado.
Yeah,
We've never been to Moab.
this is probably the time, but you go in the summertime, scorching hot. And then
You mean like July, August?
right. And then at nights and stuff it gets pretty cool. You're gonna have cool nights there.
Where's he from again?
Moab.
Carrying a sign when a police mounted officer
We don't even, I mean, it's got to be fucking really cold to have to use the propane.
has apologized to
Yeah. Hey,
Like below 0 cold.
you know, in Moab there's a lot of trails for your dirt bikes, but let me tell you, you're not gonna want to ride double on those trails or thing that you tip over there, it's rock.
Less conciliatory.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
The officer loudly blew his whistle as
Yeah, we'll probably do mostly hiking and shit with the dog, because we'll have the dog with us.
Jim Ryan, ABC News.
And video gamers may...
It'll be interesting. The campgrounds or the RV parks we've been at so far, they're fucking busy, man. People are out and about.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think they are.
Hey!
ready to ship.
Over here.
Should start rolling
Poor Milo.
Trevor Ault to ABC News.
Chill. He wants to walk so bad, man.
Cintas has the products and services you need to
He'd probably be a good riding dog, huh?
technicians can apply our disinfectant and sanitizer spray
He
throughout their
gets so
facility.
upset when we go out with
Service for rescuers uses a sanitizer effective against certain germs.
Why did you take him out? Because of the cone of shame?
Yeah, he can't walk. He's not supposed to walk for 2 fucking weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy
2 weeks for being cut.
Twitter, Google, and YouTube are being criticized for
I
banning
think we
political
can walk
messages. One big media company has
another
even
day
asked
or
their
two.
Twitter to ban
Poor
President
Milo.
Trump. Each weekday at 6 p.m. Eastern, Sean Spicer tackles the new censorship and its dangers. Watch Sean Spicer's new show on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel. Newsmax TV is on DirecTV, Xfinity, Dish, Spectrum, Cox, Optimum, Fios, Uverse, Suddenlink, Mediacom, Armstrong, and more. Check your cable guide and tune into Newsmax TV now.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
Denver Civic Center Park is trashed, but Denver Police Chief Paul Payson says it was not the work of most of the protesters.
The vast majority of them have been...
City Park's been trashed for months.
Yeah, absolutely. The homeless. Where do you think the homeless went to during these riots?
Truly about that.
A cleanup is underway today, including the use of volunteers at Civic Center Park. Denver is encouraging
You're probably
people
right.
around
That was probably the
protesting
white
over the
people
weekend
there.
to consider getting tested for coronavirus. Denver reminds you that free coronavirus tests are available between 8 and 5 at the Pepsi Center. Denver police were called to a hospital this morning when a child was admitted with a gunshot wound to the leg. Police are investigating. They say the location of the shooting has not been determined.
Hey, on Friday,
From Aurora,
Caplis was in with Silverman.
July Spectacular. It's the Summer events were canceled by Aurora, including Buskers, Brews, and Barbecue.
At least,
Listen to the show. Is it any good?
no, I tell you what, Craig Silverman's went over the top.
Now, Impact Traffic.
What do you mean when over the top? Oh, he's all super liberal now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Unlimited.
Ever since I think his big line that he did on 710.
The semi that was blocking traffic lanes getting up toward Frontage Road, that has been cleared. There is still a two-car frontage that needs to clear.
There's a black guy that called in and says, hey, we need to look at the big issues here, not, this. And Craig brings, well, you should be very concerned about them arresting a black reporter in Minneapolis. He says, no, I'm not concerned with that and stuff. I'm more looking at the big, picture here and stuff. And that shut Craig up big time.
Hey, Tom?
Yes, sir.
Did you ever get in touch with Brad about the church rent?
Not yet, no.
Even if you're not
Okay.
a Discover customer,
I
it
didn't.
includes your FICO credit score. And checking your scorecard won't hurt
Did
your
the
credit.
consumer say what's going on?
Discover.com/scorecard.
No, I told him
Limitations
I was waiting to hear from Brad about what they're going to do.
Two loans are the same. They will write that loan.
Mark says, what's up, Doc?
Tell me needs to be chopping on the carrot. Just going to say that.
You shouldn't be chomping on a carrot, Mark.
Equal opportunity lender regulated by DORA.
I thought you liked the egg.
The egg's pretty good, but not for smoking. I haven't used the egg in a while.
So do you guys think that this reaction is partial because everybody's been cooped up for so long?
And that's cold. That's
Do you think part
briquettes
of
too,
why
right?
this reaction to this one guy's death is because people have been cooped up and there's an excuse to get out of the house?
I don't know. I don't know.
Take back your privacy online.
That's a good question, really.
Wood that gets really cold.
All right, on in about 20 seconds, gentlemen. With a short thing.
Charcoal?
Excel Roofing.
No, the wood though, it's a natural color.
The Situation with Michael Brown.
Pete?
CNN commentator.
When's Mark going to cook them all?
Seconds, here we go.
Okay, get ready. You're muted.
Should worry about. Ouch. This is the Troubleshooter.
Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere where we are solving problems, we hope, answering questions and taking complaints. What a crazy time we're in right now. And speaking of that, I'd like to take your temperature on a few things if you'd be so kind as to weigh in. 303-713-TALK. But our primary purpose is to help, information, and referrals. If someone lied to you, cheated you, or ripped you off, we want to hear about it. I also want to know how you like the local coverage that you've been seeing. All of the TV stations were covering the writing, some wall-to-wall, some special cut-ins, and others during the news, and I'd like to see what you think. Do you think they were doing a pretty good job? Do you think, really, in general, what do you think? First of all, really, if you think about it, covering that thing can't be easy. I do think they made use of drones pretty well. That was pretty cool. I mean, that's a whole new aspect of news coverage. You don't even have to have a helicopter anymore. Just send a drone up and call it Skywatch. I think it's a cool idea. Anyway, what do you think about the local coverage when you were sitting at home looking at downtown Denver? And what do you think about the whole situation? Of course, as we always know, this is a hot political issue. It becomes political. Again, all the usual players blaming Trump and others blaming everyone else, and people just going nuts. And, of course, it's all under the guise of justice for Floyd. And you know what I find funny? And if I was black, I would be so upset. Not only, of course, with what happened with those police officers in Minneapolis, but I would be upset with white people taking up my cause in a phony way, going downtown and looting and robbing and swearing and yelling and screaming and not giving a damn about black rights. Now, you know damn right that there were so many, and I say white people because really, truly everyone should be upset about it, and it would be fine if people protest. I think that's a wonderful thing. But I heard on a news conference a black man from an organization who organized a protest saying, and I don't recall his name right now, and he said, we asked our white supporters to go home and not to hang around and not to be violent, not to, after this was over. And they stayed. Now, I'm not saying there weren't any black people, but I saw mostly white people. That's what I saw. Mostly white people, white punks, and they were rioting and destroying things and starting fires, calling it justice for Floyd. It had nothing to do with justice for Floyd. I would be so upset because I think it gives the cause a bad name. People are being deflected from the real issue. And those who are sympathetic to civil rights and people who know this was a wrong thing to do, it's being deflected. That's being covered up by a-holes. That's being covered up by punks. That's being covered up by people who went downtown to do nothing but cause trouble and have excitement, and they didn't give a damn about black civil rights. Now, here's the deal, or police violence. They didn't care. And that would upset me more than anything. If I was a black man, I would be or black woman, I would be so upset that these white people are taking this excuse, and some black people are taking the excuse to go down and to do all this harm and violence in the name of civil rights. It lessens the cause, it dilutes it, and then it makes people say, see, they don't care about justice, and it dilutes the real cause. Those who are truly having those protests and speeches and caring, I'm happy a lot of people care about it. That you should care about it. And justice will be done. The guys were, one of them was arrested at least, the others were fired. And why the others were not charged, I have no idea. Why they were not charged. But that's another story. I'd like to know what you think about the coverage. And if you think that most of the people cared a damn about justice for him, for Floyd. I see a picture in my head. And that's somebody saying, justice for Floyd and a new Xbox for me. That's my saying. Justice for Floyd and a new Xbox for me. That's what most of them should be saying. Carol, what's going on in your life? Our phone number is 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. I'm just so disgusted with these people who use any excuse to say, if they truly were really, really caring, that would be one thing, but they're not. It's an excuse for them. Anyway, Carol, what's going on? Carol.
She should be there.
Yeah. Are you there, Carol? It might, I don't know.
I think she hung up.
Yeah, okay. People call and then they wait and then I pick them up and they hear the voice and they hang up. So I don't know what that means. Carol had a question about a stimulus check. Carol, if you're listening, you can call us back, 303-713-TALK. Jenny wants to talk about some painting contractor. Go ahead, Jenny. What's going on?
Hey, thank you so much for
what's happening?
Having me.
Yeah,
having me explain.
Okay, explain.
I mostly want people to know kind of the experience I had with overcoat painting because I would hate to see anyone else go through it. What happened is I hired them to do a paint job in my home back in March, and they generally did a good job, so I went ahead and fulfilled and paid the invoice they sent me.
How much?
Unfortunately, for a total of $750 to do my living room.
Okay.
And dining room.
What's the problem?
The problem is that after I made payment to them, probably about 3 to 5 business days later, I noticed that they had unfortunately gotten paint and damaged some of my personal items permanently with paint that they splattered onto a rug as well as a chair.
Okay.
And when I reached back out to them...
You couldn't notice that? You didn't notice that in the beginning?
No, and I'll tell you why. Because it took me a couple days to be able to put the living room back together and clean up.
Yeah.
And after that, yeah, unfortunately, it was then that I noticed there was paint splatters on a chair leg as well as a rug. Now, I reached out to them and I said, hey, listen, I was able to sand and repair the chair leg myself and repaint it, so I'm not going to ask you for anything there, but you splattered paint on a $1,400 rug.
Okay, so what are they going to do? Let's for argument's sake, of course, I'm going to believe what you're saying. There's no reason you would call us to lie about this. So they did some damage. You noticed it a few days later. What are they going to do?
Nothing. They're ignoring me, unfortunately. They will not respond to any of my attempts at contact to come look at the rug. And one of the core issues I communicated to the president of the company, Greg Bybee, via text, voicemail, and email was just come and look at the paint splatters if you don't believe me, because they were supposed to cover my furniture, and if they had...
All right, so right now that's true. So anyway, is the bottom line this? They don't see the problem, they don't acknowledge it, or they do acknowledge it, they won't do anything about it? What's the main deal?
The main deal is they're not acknowledging me and my attempts at contact, period. So they have not responded to any of my attempts to contact them.
Okay, we'll call them for you.
Communicate.
We'll start out there.
Yeah.
How about that? We'll start out there and we'll call them for you.
I'll call them.
Okay? So Deputy Doc says he'll take it. And really, we're just going to say, what do you think you should do? Now, they're going to say, well, she paid us and everything was fine. But it's pretty obvious, Jenny, you didn't go back and start sprinkling paint in your house, because no one would ever do that. That's a pretty safe assumption that you didn't do this on purpose. So we're going to call them. Overcoat Painting. How did you find them?
Overcoat Painting was referred to me by a contractor. I was working on another project.
We have wonderful painters at referralist.com. Hang on, Jenny. Deputy Doc will talk to you. Daphne will get information. Hey, Anson, what's your comment on protesters? Anson.
I have a little bit of an issue with, I don't understand what exactly their whole goal is. As in, what is the real end goal? Because I know that they want to defund the police, but at the end of the day, we still need police and we still need laws. So I'm just a little confused on...
Well, okay. What I call the true protesters, if you've listened to them, they have a really good point, and that is, in general, black people have been killed at a really bad, disproportionate rate. I mean, at the hands of police. And I don't think they're even saying all police suck and all of that. They're saying we need something done. I think that's the bottom line. I don't think anyone is saying that all police are bad. Now, that's what I'm saying about what I call real protesters, if you really take the time to listen to them. And demonstrators. Protesters and demonstrators, nothing wrong with that. But the looters and all those people, they're opportunists. That's all they are. And Antifa, they're just opportunists. That's all they are. They look for a reason for violence and hate and to spew anti-American stuff and anti-whoever is in office stuff. Listen, that's all it is. They simply hate, and they look for excuses, and some of them are just downright violent and selfish. Like I said, justice for George and a new Xbox for me. That's the slogan for those people. Stealing crap and hurting people like that, it has nothing to do with black civil rights. It has nothing to do with it. I'd love to get some black people's perspective on this. I really would, and maybe we will right here in-house. I want to know, if you see these white guys out there robbing and stealing and giving the middle finger to the cameras, yeah, justice for so-and-so, and these guys probably, they don't know what the hell a bad day is, let alone justice for a black man. We have more coming right up.
Clear. Paragon.
Services first, then QC manufacturer. We have all been feeling a bit uncertain lately, with a lot on our minds.
Just let you know, the statistics have twice as many police killings of white and black. More than twice as many.
I heard media. That's
in the U.S.
Visit
What's that?
More than twice as many whites get shot to death by police than blacks.
I'm talking about, I'm not talking about criminals. I'm talking about people being killed in their hands. I'm not talking about being shot to death. But here's the deal.
All right, Paragon Services, I'm telling you right
There's
now.
there's more than twice as many white people. I mean, that's not really an accurate statistic. How about per every 100,000 people, whites per 100,000 blacks?
But you can also say the same in prison. There's way more blacks in prison than whites.
The only risk you have is getting more money.
Because they commit more crimes.
If you've had any damage, any homeowners.
People in prison are there because they've committed a crime.
Right.
Most people in prison are there because they committed a crime, but they didn't commit. It is not that disproportionate. The people in prison, the good number of them, could not avail themselves of the justice system like white people can.
I agree with that.
That's a true statement, man. There's just not that just doesn't hold up that there's that many more black people that committed crime.
All right, 10 seconds. QC manufacturing. Here we go.
I don't know about your mostly white people there. Every picture I'm looking at, I disagree with you.
I'm talking about that one. Quiet, cool, whole house fans. I have one here. I ran it this morning. Here's what I did. The house is hot, right? Because I left this house over the weekend, right? It's hot. So I want to turn the air on, but it's really hot. It would take hours and hours and work really hard. But I turned the QC whole house fan on, then I turned the air on. And within a few minutes, it dropped about 8 degrees in a few minutes, and then turned the fan off and left the air conditioning on. And if you use it, then later on I'll use it in the evening, you use it in the morning. If you use a quiet, cool whole house fan the right way, you absolutely, positively will not find that air conditioner overworking. In fact, you're going to save money. QCcolorado.com. Save money, have a comfortable home, and it's like installation is like an hour. And by the way, it's remote controlled, so there's no wiring in the walls to mess around with. 720-398-4510. 720-398-4510.
When it comes,
all right, you're clear.
Lower interest rate will help you save money in the long run. It can also
I love how you mute me like that does something.
Well, I don't know if you'd like to hear it.
I see what you're saying.
If you don't like to hear it, I won't do it.
Doesn't matter.
So why not take advantage of a free mortgage review from American Financing?
Hey, did you download Ross's podcast from Friday?
I did not.
And you don't have to reset your loan term, meaning you're not paying.
Are you sure you can download his?
Yes.
There are never any upfront.
Google Ross Kaminsky podcast.
So you truly have nothing to lose and so much to gain by spending just 10 minutes on the phone with one of their mortgage consultants. They're even open nights and weekends to fit your schedule, so give them a call at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 1823334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate. Anyone who builds, remodels, or repairs for a living, we know the way you work has changed. That's why Lowe's is committing today to build new ways to keep you working tomorrow. We are proud to introduce the new Lowe's for Pros job site, powered by Stream, an augmented video chat tool, so you can be there for your customers without actually being there. And the cost to use? Try it free through October 31st at lowesforpros.com/proloyalty. Just one of the reasons why Lowe's is the new home for pros. Services subject to Stream terms. Lowe's loyalty membership required. More terms apply.
Facebook, Twitter, Google, and YouTube are being criticized for banning political messages. One big media
Hey, can you believe that fucking Carnival was down to $7?
Sean Spicer tackles the new censorship.
Are you buying some?
Watch
I'm
Sean
looking at
Spicer's
it. It's
new
really
show on
rallying
Newsmax
today. I don't think I'd buy it
America's
today.
fastest growing cable news channel. Newsmax TV is on DirecTV,
I'd buy Carnival. I wouldn't buy Norwegian. I don't think Norwegian's going to survive, man.
Why is that?
I don't know. They were already drawing up bankruptcy plans.
Oh, they were? I didn't know that. I tell you, Carnival was paying a pretty good dividend prior to this.
Traditional techniques that last, guaranteed. Advanced mud jacking.
They do, I mean, really all it is a floating hotel.
I know, but
You're trapped, so you got to buy shit from them while you're on it.
but the big, I tell you what, you put those big ships down, they're expensive. That's a lot of.
Oh yeah, you just float down there and see.
Right.
630 KO.
Now, granted, fuel is cheap right now, but they're not really.
When there's no revenue, though, fuck, I agree with you. That's big time.
Guys, chance of a thundershower. Tonight down to 60.
Of course, when fuel is up, they always charge a fuel surcharge.
They make more money when fuel's up.
By Quicken Loans is prepared to help. 10 seconds, we're back in 24/7.
10 seconds, mute.
RocketMortgage.com. From their home to yours, the team at Rocket Mortgage is with you. Visit RocketMortgage.com.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com for pain, inflammation, and all anti-anxiety. And it's also an immunobooster. RealCBDThatWorks.com. It's made by Panacea Life Sciences, and it comes in all forms. They have some tablets, they have oils, they have chewables, and it's made right here in Golden at the former EPA lab that Panacea took over. Put Tom in the promo code, get 25% off, RealCBDThatWorks.com. I want to mention there are several articles citing black people upset with white people who supposedly were doing this in their name. It says, when we aren't asking people to destroy things in our name, we're not asking white people. We know that something's going on, and we want a change. He said that Tay Anderson in Denver wanted the protests to be peaceful against police brutality. We asked people throughout the day, he said, please do not deface property. Please do not destroy stuff, because we're not asking you to do that. And that was a Denver school board director, an activist, who was there protesting and making speeches. Still, hundreds of whites took to the street, outnumbering blacks, demonstrating against the killing of George Floyd. This is in Denver. In a video that has been shared, Anderson, who is black, is seen confronting a white man with a cloth over his face, and the man spray paints all cops are bastards on public property. Anderson said while he was doing a news interview, he saw a man vandalizing, so he turned around to stop him, a white man then. And I'm not saying whites, by the way, were the only ones protesting. Not saying that at all. What I'm saying is I saw mostly white people, and that bared out also in, let's see, in Detroit. It says most protesters were from outside the city, and that's code for white. He said they came from the suburbs. He said they reported that the people arrested Friday night were mostly white. Either way, they aren't helping the city or the black cause. They are just here to confront police, and they have no idea what it's like to be a black person. Anyway, I just, like as I said, I mean, truly, there are many white people who join with their blacks brothers and sisters and think it's terrible, and they want to protest, and they want to make speeches, and they want to do something, but they're not out destroying things and then saying it's for Floyd. I got my new Xbox because of Floyd. Anyway, Scott, what's your comment? Go ahead, Scott.
Good morning, Tom.
Hey.
I'd like to say that the riots in Minneapolis, Atlanta, Denver, Los Angeles, and across America are the work of Antifa and Black Lives Matter, which are financed by George Soros, who also financed Occupy Wall Street and the Confederate Monuments Movement. And George Soros is an international Jewish banker and communist who's fomented this kind of violence in the past. And I want to also say that, America's in an economic depression, Tom. There's always over 40 million Americans unemployed. This is the tip of the iceberg. This is nothing, these protests, when 100 million Americans...
Scott, a lot of those people out of work are receiving money, and we cannot liken this right now to a depression. It may turn into a big problem, but right now we're in pretty good shape.
I wouldn't say that at all. We're in horrible shape. People living paycheck to paycheck, Tom. People can't even pay their mortgages. They can't pay...
In some cases, that is correct, Scott. But why is that happening, Scott? You're making it sound like America went down the drain. It was done by the government, who shut down the entire country.
Down the drain. In other words, trillions of dollars. Why would the government have to release multi-trillion-dollar packages?
Because they shut the country down.
People couldn't open their business.
Scott, they shut the country down. The country did not go down the tubes. The government actively shut everything down. They told thriving businesses to close. They told everyone to close except the essential businesses like liquor stores and pot dispensaries and restaurants.
Returning, Tom. Millions of jobs are not returning. Millions of Americans.
But what is the reason, Scott? It's not because the economy was thrust into a depression on its own. Here's what I mean. It's artificial is what I'm saying. It was caused by the government shutting things down. I know you want to harp on how everything is evil and Jewish bankers are responsible for everything. And that's just a lot of BS. Okay, I just don't want to fuel this fire with a lot of crap. Do we have another comment on Ken? Do you have a comment? Go ahead, Ken. I just don't want you blaming Jewish bankers. Go ahead, Ken.
Ken just dropped off.
All right, let's go to Carol with our IRS stimulus check question. Carol, what's going on with you? And by the way, I really do want any and all comments. I do. And if you want to blame Jewish bankers, fine. Okay, that's so ridiculous. Here's the bottom line. I want to know how you feel about, first of all, how was the coverage? Did you feel you got a pretty good look at what was going on downtown? And do you feel that it fanned the flames, that more people showed up when they saw it on TV? Do you feel that those protesters were genuine? What do you think? I just like to know. And Carol, your stimulus check, we know a lot about it. We have contacts. We can most likely at least give you the information. What's going on?
Well, both my husband and I are in our 60s. We have checked, and only once a day on their website. And I kept on getting this error message. The information I've entered does not match our records. So I contacted my tax preparation company.
Yeah.
And those folks researched it further and said, oh, now the IRS is saying there's something wrong with my husband's Social Security number. We had my husband's Social Security number, the card right in front of us. I was contacting them through any number that I could get my hands on. No response. There was no way to reach them via email. And I even emailed you.
So what's wrong right now? The latest problem is your husband's Social Security?
No, his number's been the same forever. And here's the thing. We filed our taxes early, which we've done every year. They have our direct deposit information. They accepted our electronic version. So
here's what I'm asking. What is the latest problem that's causing this hang-up?
I can't get through to anybody to explain there's some kind of mistake on their end. Because they've cashed our checks, for taxes we've owed. They have our direct deposit information. They've accepted electronic transmission of our tax returns for...
Then how do you know you're not going to get your check?
We have no idea. We don't know what's happening. Anytime we try to investigate this,
has everyone gotten their stimulus check by now, guys? Do you know? No,
they're still showing up.
So you didn't get it, and you're not sure if you're even in the system. What reason would you have to believe you're not in the system? Because you went to that site?
The error code? Yes, sir. The error code that keeps on coming up. If my husband, tries under his name and Social Security number, if I try under my name and Social Security number.
Did you go to Where's My Check? Is that where you went?
Yes, sir.
Ants, you've done that, and you've instructed a lot of people about it. What is the deal with Where's My Check? Why would she get an error message? Do you know?
Well, because at the time, and I guess even now, so many people were trying to access the site that it overloaded, and the site wasn't really ready in the first place. Like, I got my stimulus check and then went to go check the site, and I was still getting an error code like weeks after I'd gotten my stimulus check. It still wasn't telling me when it was coming when I had already gotten it. So I just think that the site's kind of just a lost cause, in all honesty.
But you can't judge that. In other words, you can't judge whether you're going to get the check by that site, is what you're saying.
Yes, you can. It's not very accurate at all.
Okay.
You will get your check, and it'll still tell you that it doesn't know when you're going to get it.
And Mark, you say that not everyone's been paid.
Yeah, people are still receiving stuff.
So I don't like Carol. Unfortunately, you just have to wait. And then but here's the deal. You don't have to worry about not getting it, because ultimately you will get it, even if you have to do it based on filling out your tax this year. For last year. No, excuse me, this year. Next year for this year. But I would not assume I am not in the system. And here's the deal. We'll try to get someone. We have had someone from the unemployment office on. DAP, if we could try, if there's anyone at all that might know about stimulus, even if they're not necessarily with the government, but maybe we'll try to get someone like that on. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Genesis Total Exteriors is here for you for all kinds of home renovations, whether it's indoors or outdoors. Now, they call themselves Genesis Total Exteriors for roofing, gutters, fencing, decks, and more, but they also do bathrooms, and they do kitchens and basements. You can trust them, and that's a really big thing with home improvements these days. GenesisTotalExteriors.com.
Clear. About 1 minute till your Joe Lazare and Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. I got them at the same time. Is that cool?
Oh, no.
Jacob Brown at 2:30. KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
Looking at traffic as you're getting around the metro area this morning, it looks like it is going to be a clear drive right now through downtown. No delays at all on I-25 getting through the tech center.
Who's first, Lazare?
Yes, sir. Joe Lazare first, then Rocky Mountain Retro.
COVID-19 testing happening. If you think you have COVID-19, you can now get...
Tom, also, I've been reading a couple of articles. People have been getting stimulus checks in almost like prepaid cards, and some people have been thinking they're scams and throwing them away. So.
Oh my God.
Periods of...
People are getting stimulus cards, and they thought they were scams, so they were throwing them away.
Oh, I know. I've seen that everywhere, man. I had 2 people email me through referral list with pictures of them saying, "Is this a scam?" I said, "No, don't spend it."
Oh, shoot.
They don't know, man.
Why would they think it's a scam if it's free money?
I don't know, but I got 2 of those emails.
Rocky Mountain, let me talk about Joe Lazare first, because Joe Lazare is there for people in trouble. And let me tell you something, people are getting in trouble. Now, I hope you never need them, but seriously, if you are charged with a crime, any crime, including DUIs, you need a criminal defense attorney, and Joe Lazare is here to defend you. Now listen, it's obvious you can avoid that kind of crime, a DUI and stuff like that. Joe's not going to preach you, but he'll present to you a defense. In some cases, you may have been, improperly treated. Maybe your rights were violated, but in other cases, maybe you made a mistake and you just want to fess up and get it over with, but you still need an attorney to make minimal impact on your life so you can move on after that. Joe Lazare, flat rate pricing, by the way, which is very important. Because if you have something, you want to know what it's going to cost, and then you can talk to them, and you're not going to be nickel and dimed every time you talk to them. LazaraLegal.com. That's 2 Z's and 1 R. LazaraLegal.com. Also, Joe Lazare is on my referral list. If you search Joe, you'll find him. 303-429-6200. Now I can talk about Rocky Mountain Retrofoam. Listen, an energy-efficient home is wise, no matter what kind of home you have. And this is one of the quickest and easiest ways to get your home energy efficient with new insulation. That means the old insulation, it maybe was never that great. You can do it from outside the house with this company in just a day. It's an incredible product. It fills every nook and cranny, and it just makes it like 50% more energy efficient, 80% more quiet. It even inhibits insects and rodents, and it helps all the way around. It's a great product. Why don't you call Rocky Mountain Retrofoam, 720-676-6333. There are even special rebates available, 720-676-6333. Or watch this video, foamyourwalls.com. Incredible stuff.
In an uncertain economy, all right, you're clear? Every American ought to have honest U.S. gold.
Let me know when you want to follow up on painting.
Okay.
So I had my floors done by Big Bear. Oh God, they did a beautiful job.
What did you have?
My wood floors, they resanded and stained them. God, beautiful.
What did you have it done?
They just screened it, right?
Did you get water or oil?
I had sun damage, a little bit of water on it.
No, but water finish?
No, oil base.
But you just did the screening, right?
Nope, full sanding on one part and screening on another part where I had mostly carpet or rug. They matched really good.
So the screening and the full sanding actually blended.
So it looks good. Looks good. He said the full sanding will darken up a little bit more like screening, but I couldn't tell the difference.
Oh, okay.
Did Robert come out?
Yep,
Okay, good.
Robert was out
I'll
there
make
both
sure to
beginning
get
and end. Not who did it?
How many guys? Just one guy?
Hey,
One guy did the main.
So, Mark, this vacation, how many miles are you going to put on it, you think?
Fuck.
When's he leaving, Dan?
Man, that's
When's he
exciting.
leaving for his trip?
Next Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's going to.
That works out. The only tight one we have, the only really long haul, will be from Nevada to Moab. That's the longest haul we do one day.
Did you ever look at Coeur d'Alene?
I did, but a lot of places are fucking still closed everywhere, man. So I really wanted to go all over the fucking place, but I'm just not going to go to places that might not be open.
Don't blame him.
Do you want to do it now to take advantage of everything being closed with here, you mean? Is that why you're not waiting?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing, because I know for a fact we're not getting back into the studio till fucking July. If we get back in July.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Now Suzanne can do all, but Suzanne can take care of everything. Suzanne can take care of everything on the computer.
Oh, fuck yeah. And like I said, I'll be there for the show every day, so.
Excellent.
Oh, I was going to take your place and be an asshole.
I don't think you can be, Doc.
I could be I'll just be as argumentative with Tom as you are.
That's how you started. First of all, you got to be right, so that'll be hard for you.
You're right, that probably would be.
I've never been wrong.
Yeah, right.
Hey, how come I'm the only one that pays off his bets?
Oh. Now don't say that. Don't fan those flames. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Dap at the controls there, answering your calls. Ants doing the boarding and turning on the mics and keeping us on the air. Deputy Doc behind the scenes with Deputy Dan doing all that nasty hard work. And we have Major Mark Major and Suzanne on the other end of this remote.
Tell me when you want a good update, too, by the way.
Okay, I do. In fact, both of you have updates we're going to get, but I want to take some comments. Yvonne, go ahead. What's your comment on the riots?
Well, my comment is, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can, Yvonne.
Okay. My comment is things like this, they kind of bring out the true nature of people, which I know that you know, and it's kind of like a fight between good and evil. And are you going to be true love, meaning true love in the sense that you're not going to be loving or kind because you're getting something? Or are you going to be hateful?
She's breaking up, Ben.
No, I know. No,
I can't understand what she's saying.
I heard some of it, so just restate the last part, Yvonne. Between love and hate, you said...
Are you going to be... Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you going to be on the side of good or true love, which is love that is loving and kind without getting something of monetary value or recognition or anything like that, true love, or are you going to be hateful in the side? So it's kind of like a fight between good and evil, because it doesn't matter what religion you are, even if you're...
Yvonne, thank you for that. You are breaking up, but I appreciate it. And she says it all comes down to good and evil. And isn't that everything in the entire universe? I mean, something's either good or evil. And people have a different perspective on what's good or evil, by the way. Although we all know kind of what... Come on. I mean, Gabe, what do you...
Seems like...
Yeah.
It seems like we go through this about every 10 years, though. I mean, this isn't too different than it has been in the past. You get a cop that's a complete moron.
Wasn't there what was the Trayvon Martin, right?
Yeah, Trayvon. And then how about the one where the security guard shot the black kid in the middle of the night? George something or other.
But it's Trayvon, the young kid that was running away, and that guy was...
Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon Martin.
He's the black kid. Yeah. He was running...
Yeah.
Zimmerman.
Zimmerman, right. I wonder whatever happened.
He wasn't a cop.
Whatever happened? He was a security
Imploded,
guard,
man.
right?
That guy, he was the luckiest guy ever, and what I mean
Where
by
is
that
he
is
now?
he probably should have been in jail.
Where is he now, George Zimmerman?
He finally disappeared, I think.
With the cops.
What's that?
He's been in a bunch of trouble.
He has been. Okay. Let's.
Oh yeah, he packing guns where he shouldn't be.
Gabe, what do you have to say, Gabe?
Hey, Tom, how you doing? Hey, why did they let the media cover such things? I mean, why give them credit?
Well, I mean,
because it's the U.S. We
Right.
allow that.
Because
we're not China.
Football game, more or less. Hours on TV. Come on.
I mean, here's the deal, man. They can't stop coverage. That would be terrible. I mean, then we would never know what's going on behind the doors. I mean, you know, an adversarial press, or as it was a press now, adversarial media they call it. You know, what that means is I don't have to report what you tell me. Now, here's the problem, though. The media has truly not been truly objective for so long that we still only see their perspective, except with these riots. I mean, you know, when it comes to live coverage like this, I mean, no one can say they were liberal or conservative. Maybe their comments might skew one way or another during the coverage, but I mean, they're letting us see what's going on, right? I mean, no matter what, the local stations did a great job letting us see what's going on, and I liked seeing what's going on. But so, Gabe, do you think that watching this on TV maybe got people to go down there?
Right. I think turn it into a football game. Special report for an hour on TV. That's nothing up. Turn it off. You know, credit, they won't do it. I mean, film the protest on Capitol Hill, the peaceful. But when they start acting stupid, just get away.
Okay, there are some who agree with you, Gabe. There are some who say that they do it for the cameras, and the more attention they get, the more they're going to do. And you know, I can't say that's not true.
But it's human nature to watch the train wreck. That's why they show the train wreck, to get the ratings. The entire industry's driven off ratings. You know that.
And I think that part, live coverage, I mean, how do you do a bad job, right? You just watch it. You can have comments on individual broadcasters and how they did it. I mean, first of all, I think you had to have some nerve to be down there. No, truly. I mean, I know that people think reporters want to be in the heart of the action, but when being down there, those guys, I was thinking about that because I was a reporter for so many years. And I remember going out to stories, and I was thinking to myself, what if I was still in TV, a younger man in TV, and they say, go downtown. Now, seriously, because there's nothing that's going to shield you from those pepper bullets and all of that, and the tear gas, and they, you know, so they had some cojones to go down there and do that. Now here's the other thing, though. And there were people, you know, the people weren't necessarily nice to the reporters. Just a side note, though, Tony Kovaleski, just on Channel 7, it made me laugh so hard. I know they must have said to the producer or somebody said, "Get that frickin' mask off, you idiot." He had a full military or whatever, military grade mask. He looked like an Ant-Man, or he looked like a military, you know, like a commando or an astronaut. And you couldn't hear a word he was saying. And he had it on there. And everyone around him, they had nothing on, and the reporters they would go to, and then he would have this on for a couple times, and it was laughable. I mean, he was like in the middle of a war zone, except no one else had it on. Now, I know why he had the mask. I mean, I don't blame the guy. If somebody lobs tear gas at you, that's a great thing to have. But to have it on just for effect was kind of funny. And then the next time they went to him, he didn't have it on anymore, and that was pretty obvious. You know, somebody says, "Come on, Tony, you give us a break." Anyway, that was the only thing I thought of noting. Otherwise, I mean, really, you know, it's easy to lob stones from sitting on your sofa, but I think the local media did a good job at least letting us see what was there. You know, I mean, not a bad deal. And it was good to know where to avoid and what to avoid. But I'd like your comments on the people involved. As I said before, if I was a black person, I would be upset if I wanted a peaceful protest, like some of them said in interviews. We were there to to protest police brutality, to demonstrate, and to impart knowledge to people. We weren't there to destroy things. We actually asked people to go home and not to do that. And he said that unfortunately they didn't listen to us. We weren't asking you to do this for us. Now, who do you think he's talking to? And I just think a lot of white brats and punks took this as an opportunity to just destroy things and to get a new Xbox or so. We got more coming right up. Chris wants to talk about a credit card company. And it's interesting. Then we'll also talk about tax issues coming up.
Tell your smart device to...
All right, you got about 1 minute till you share it.
Gotcha. Skaminsky in the morning. Dan Kaplis in the afternoon.
I think you guys were wrong on the Trayvon Martin. Well, I mean, you got to remember, George Zimmerman called 911. They told him to go back to his car. Okay.
Who should have been arrested?
George Zimmerman.
I don't remember all the details of that case. He was chasing the guy down?
No. He was the local...
neighborhood watch.
No, neighborhood watch. Seen the guy...
kid with something in his hand.
Right. So he called 911. They said, "Are you following the guy?" They says, "Yeah." He says, "Go back to your car." He was going back to the car. The kid came around and said, "What are you doing, cracker?" And punched him and got him down the ground.
Wait, the black kid attacked him?
Yes.
That's what they used to do.
Are you sure?
Yes, and then he was screaming, "Get off me! Get off me!" Right, but the screaming that was heard in the background on the neighbor was Zimmerman yelling, "Get off me! Get off me!"
So do you think that he wasn't wrong? Hey,
no, I don't think so.
Sheridan Auto Tech, my turn, right? I have to talk about Sheridan Auto Tech, and I love talking about it because Uncle Kevin Calkin, I call him, he's the owner, Kevin. Truly in business more than 20 years with thousands of satisfied customers. Here's my message. If you want honesty, value, experience, knowledge, and convenience, there's 2 locations on Colfax in Lakewood, just west of Wadsworth, and south of 6th Avenue on Havana. SheridanAutotech.com, people you can trust. We've all used them. 303-455-7242. 455-7242. SheridanAutotech.com.
How long will You're clear. What will the next recession look like? Are you financially prepared? Visit my website now at kurtcambier.com for your free portfolio analysis.
There's a guy on YouTube saying that he read articles saying that it was white policemen in plain clothes that started the looting.
That started what?
The looting.
So wait a minute. So you're saying this guy George was not a bad guy?
I can't say if he's a bad guy.
He's had a couple of run-ins with the police
lately.
After that happened, he was arrested.
But again, he called 911, reported it. They told him to go back to his car. He was going back to his car, and that's when the altercation happened.
So do you think it was self-defense? Was he exonerated on it? Or?
Yes.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh. See, I don't remember it.
They told him to stop following, and he continued to follow the kid.
No, he was going back to his car. Because it happened as, close to where his vehicle was at.
Did you know he sued Trayvon Martin's family?
I didn't know that.
For $100 million?
But probably got nothing.
I'm not surprised.
Hey, John, Dad, since 1985...
Well, I'm not kind of surprised. I mean, what are you going to get from him? You're not going to get anything. Did he win? What was the lawsuit?
He said evidence was the call.
Of course.
He was following Trey, and he says, "Okay, we don't need you to do that." And according to that, he went back, and the other guy came after him.
Right. And the other guy was actually on the phone with his girlfriend or a girl, and some of that was kept. The guy says, "Hey, this cracker."
He was on the phone with his girlfriend.
This cracker is following me.
So
I mean, like that one, just like, they do this hands up, don't shoot. That was from St. Louis, was it? Or
that was from
Missouri.
Missouri, right.
The guy was charging at him. After, and pulled his gun, he turned around, and he was a big guy. It was charging at him, and the witness there was
because we take righteous
Totally
cases
lying.
on percentage
Well, that's why that
basis.
cop got exonerated.
He got exonerated, but now these students, you hands up, don't shoot with total fallacy.
I know.
Our track record, 303-770-555.
Ferguson.
Yeah, and Black Lives Matter, you know.
That's where it started. That's where it started. Was that.
All lives matter. If they had a sign like that, I could support them.
Bernie said, he says, you know, all lives matter, and then they got on Bernie, because he was running there, and then Bernie backed down. Bernie, the biggest wuss ever. He would have made the worst president.
So black life is worth more than a white life, or white life is worth bullshit. They're all the same.
Right. But Bernie had originally said that it all matters, then he came back on it.
He's a puss, you're right.
He is a wuss. He has no conviction, kind of like Biden. I know Mark likes Biden, but
Mark likes his.
love the Biden. Here, I'll tell you what this one guy says. Just stupid. Can't find it now, sorry. He says, I read an article that plainclothes cops actually started the looting on purpose. But I had no way to research whether that actually happened.
Yeah, it must be true.
But it's something to think about. And then I said, I would say that's a stretch.
Must be true.
What did they say was the reason? Job security?
Yeah, it must be true.
So if they could arrest, I mean, the whole thing with looting is just, they should have the National Guard shoot these looters. Shoot the fucking looters out of stock.
I tell you, even put National Guard out there, I think you better have a very... You remember what happened in, 70?
I don't
Kent
care.
State?
Kent State was different. They weren't looting.
No, I know, but National Guard aren't trained for this. That's what I say.
You see a looter, you shoot him.
Oh, man, Doc, I don't...
That'll stop the looting.
Of course it would, but it's not right.
Of course it is right.
No, you can't shoot a guy outside your business who's going to come and loot.
No.
Wait, if you see a guy walk into your store and walk out with a TV set,
no,
you can't pursue him. You can't pursue him. No.
I'm not talking about the store owner.
Police can.
Yeah, so have the police shoot him.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We got a busy day today. Let me get to the phones, and I want to remind you, you can. We're on for another 3 hours after this one too. And Chris, tell me what's going on, Chris, quickly. And then Bill said he was down there all weekend. I want to give him some time. Chris, what's going on with your credit card company?
Right. It says because I haven't spent, or I've spent far below my available credit limit in the past 12 months, they're cutting it in half by 50%. And after that happens, I won't be able to increase it again without reviewing your credit.
I know.
report.
You know what? They have the right to do that, Chris. I mean, your credit line.
I understand that,
yeah,
but
it sucks.
It sucks.
Because usually, if you don't use credit, it's because you're using good judgment if you don't use a lot of credit. But
did you call them up and simply ask to keep it the same?
Wait till I talk to you guys.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
ask them.
$20,000 line of credit. I've got perfect credit.
Yeah,
the only thing I owe in my life is $135,000 on my mortgage.
I think that they will, if you call them, they may change that for you. I mean, or when are they going to...
They can do a soft internal pull that shouldn't affect your credit and maybe keep it at the same way.
Well, you see, here's the thing. That's exactly what happened, is that you didn't use it. But usually, if you don't use it, the percentage of credit not used and toward your income actually raises your score. So it sounds counterintuitive. I don't understand why they lowered your credit limit. That part, who's the issuer of this credit card?
Stinking Chase Bank. I hate them.
Well, Chase is pretty good, actually.
I think they're awful. I've had trouble with them. 15 years ago, I closed an account.
And okay, obviously you can get a new credit card, but you'll probably never get 20 grand in credit, right?
And that's my point. I'm retired, and I have worked decades to get to where I am, and I don't. You know, I have like an 830 something or other.
Oh, then just call them. I'm sure it's a Here's what happened. It's probably generated by some computer and automatically sent to you. Really. They probably do that. They probably went through and just went through and said, let's get rid of a lot of people that aren't using it, or let's discourage them. I would call them, Chris. I don't think you'll have a problem. Bill?
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Bill, you were downtown actually all weekend on this, Bill?
Yeah, our company was down there all weekend. Yesterday we did about 250 window board ups on the 16th
Yeah.
and Stout area. I was horrified.
Okay, I would love, listen, Bill, as somebody who was actually there, I would love to get your perspective. If we could ask you so kindly to hold on, put the phone down, and pick it up in a few minutes, Daphne. If not, get his number. I want to hear from him on all of that, because he was actually there. He didn't have a dog in the fight, so to speak. He wasn't there protesting. So let's find out what he says.
No one will clear your
Why not wait to get a new credit card? She has 830 FICO score. Get a new credit card.
Exactly. Yeah, but she won't get a $20,000 limit.
So why does she need 20 grand?
I don't know.
She have two 10,000.
She was just upset that it was taken away.
She's an idiot. If they drop the credit?
No, she closed.
Yeah, but Mark, she's got 830. It's not going to drop 70 points. Yeah, but what? 10 points? So what? Anything above 760 means nothing. That's what I say. You should have at least a couple credit cards in case something like this happens and stuff. You have another one to fall back on.
I have two.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Four.
I have a United one and a Southwest.
You probably have a great credit rating, right?
I have 6 cards.
I got like 4.
And I pay for almost everything.
So do I know what's your credit? What's your FICO?
8 something. I don't know.
Yeah. In my way, 835 or 840. It means nothing though. Anything above 760 means nothing.
You know what? I have always used my credit cards. I get points.
Sure, you bet. Absolutely. It's, no, I think it's the easy way to pay. But you always carry 2 credit cards, don't you?
I carry 6.
You carry 6? Why?
Because I have them.
I know, but if you lost your billfold, now you got to call everybody.
Oh, I know. I rotate them. I rotate them as to what I use. But because I want 6 lines. I want the.
You do, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean,
don't you ever forget to pay one?
Oh no, it's all auto pay.
Oh, okay.
But here's the problem: auto pay was late on one of them.
Right, I remember you said that.
Those sons of bitches up against me.
Right.
Come on, man. I didn't even do it. That was real.
Right. I don't auto pay any of mine.
No. Oh, come on. You sit down and go through all your bills every month.
I go through my credit card.
I do it on the 10th of every month.
I
write checks.
I mean, you should go through just to say, okay, is this? I don't go through, okay, whatever, that looks right, that looks right, that looks right, that looks right. I mean, I don't go match them up, but I mean, and you can get a $20 one or whatever that's not right. So it's, no, I don't.
I'm not saying I don't go through the statement. What I said was I don't go and pay my bill every month.
Plus, it's all electronically. It's the same bank account. You just go, okay, pay, boom, done. No, Doc writes checks.
I do. I sit down on the 10th of every month.
And that's good. I don't like checks out there.
What do you mean it's good? He's fucking idiot. Come on.
I don't like my checks. Checks are too easy to fall in the wrong
hands. I've never had a problem.
I know it, but they can.
Well, if it happens, I'll change my mind. And what if your computer gets hacked and they have all your banking information?
Well, I mean, they can do. Yours could get hacked and you have banking information on there, I'm sure too.
No, on my computer, I don't.
Really?
What kind of information?
Plus, my checks, when I write, I got such bad handwriting, as you do.
So I print them.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Okay. You print it on your check?
No, I mean, instead of cursive, I print.
Right, I know, but, geez. Now, if you had electronic checks, then do it.
I did, well...
Here's the thing. You don't have to go to the bank. You get a check in, you take the picture of it front and back, boom, send it in. It's the best.
What are you talking about?
If you get a check, like say you got a check from a dividend check, you take the picture of the front, take the picture of the back, endorsed, send it to the bank, boom, deposit it.
Yeah.
Easiest thing. You don't even have to go to the bank anymore.
I'm just old-fashioned. You know when I got used to it? When my wife left the practice, after she got her master's degree, our deal was she would work at the practice and get a salary while she was going to school at night. And when she got her master's, then she get another job. So when she got her degree and left the practice, I would pay the checks. So I got used to paying checks for the practice. We must have, it was ridiculous. We had at least 20 different vendors we had to pay every month. It was insane.
Oh, no, you got to be, and you got to watch it because, you know, especially in the oil field and stuff, there was you had like a Chevron or whatever. People would just send them bills hoping they'd get paid.
Right.
And so the reason what they ended up doing is they really limited the amount of vendors that they even wanted, so that wouldn't happen.
But even so, just 20, 25 checks every month was such a pain.
Oh yeah.
But if you think about it, we had workers' comp, we had disposal, we had paper goods, we had accounting, we had payroll, everything.
Because Tay Anderson is full of saying all whites, and it wasn't all whites and stuff. I mean, it wasn't. He's saying Tay Anderson. Apparently, he's a protester. He's a school board guy. Okay, he was
blaming white people.
It was full of saying it was all whites doing the looting and destruction. No, it wasn't all whites. Of course.
I don't know if he said that.
But yeah, I agree. I don't think he said it. But in Minneapolis, it was. You look at there wasn't too many whites doing it. But in Denver, there was a hell of a lot of whites.
It's terrible.
But again, Tom, if I was 21 years old, I'd be down there. I wouldn't be looting or doing any of that, but I'd been down there. I mean, just for the excitement.
Tom, did you go out to eat this weekend?
Yep.
Where'd you go?
A bunch of times.
Not downtown Denver.
I gotta remember, where the fuck? Bruno's Italian. Bruno's. Some Italian bistro. And you knew about Ocean Prime and about
Venice.
Poor Milo.
We went to Ocean Prime. Maybe a second time. No.
We went to Perry's. It was good.
A lot of people?
And it was Friday at 6.
Did they
Not a
social
lot.
distance you?
I'm telling you, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They
50% occupancy, no more than 100 something people.
Well, I thought it was 50.
No.
More than 50.
Is it 150?
No, 50. I thought it was 50, but it's 100? Okay, I don't know.
I don't know. I heard it was like a certain, either 50% or a certain number, whichever is less. And then the tables have to be a certain distance. They have all this shit.
Did the waiters have masks on Perry's?
Probably.
Gloves?
Yeah, I saw Robert, the manager. He was all masked up, the whole bit.
Did you have a mask?
You wear a mask until you sit down. People follow instructions like that in nicer restaurants.
Right.
You don't see anybody not doing it.
Right.
Honestly.
10 seconds. You do it.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, fighting for you. For 40 years now, recovering hundreds of millions of dollars in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. Help, information, referrals. One referral, realcbdthatworks.com from Panacea Life Sciences. And that's at realcbdthatworks.com. 25% off if you use the name Tom for all your CBD products that really work. Now, let's talk. Bill said he was there all weekend downtown and has observations on the riots. He wasn't protesting or rioting. His firm was fixing up windows that were broken. So let's talk to him, and then I want your perspective on what you think of the rioting. Of course, this is still solving problems and answering questions and taking complaints, and Mark wants to talk about a Jeep, buying a Jeep. So, Bill, I just would like to get a quick perspective from you. Now, your business, is it the window business or some other kind of business?
No, it's property services.
Okay, property services. So you were sent out by management companies to board up windows?
Yeah, that and
we started out boarding up single door broken windows or single, windows that were broken out. And then the decision was made by a lot of companies, well, screw that. Let's board them all up. And that's what we started doing. Probably we did 250 sheets yesterday, covering up, and mainly the 16th Mall, Stout Street area.
What do you think? You said it was distressing. What did you see?
Well, the friends that saw my stuff that I posted saw fear in my eyes, and they're not used to seeing that. We saw mainly young black youth, female and male, 18 probably to 23 years old, running amok in a group of 15 or 20 people. We got involved in a situation in which a homeless gentleman was sitting at the next intersection to the west, Indian style, and I swear to God, every 21 of those kids running up and down that street laid into him, kicked him. We got down there in time, and they left the guy alone. We flagged down deep.
Now, why were they kicking this guy?
You tell me, Tom. They were out of control. Running amok is what we call it, I guess.
Yeah.
Was it all white people like Tom was alluding to? Or
no, he said he saw mostly young black people.
It was mostly young black people that were causing problems. There were a lot of whites, and the strangest thing happened when they were marching towards the Capitol. A lot of the younger crowd, mainly teenage girls, I would say, were dressed in flip-flops or these ridiculous-looking clothes like they were going to some sort of a club, like they were going to the riot parade. And then about 2 hours later, when we were wrapping up, they were all came marching back. Luckily, most of my team was out of there. I was stuck down there, however. And luckily, I had my truck between me. I got out and filmed it just so people could see what the hell was going on. And they were just as rowdy coming back. So I was glad to get out of there. And it was the first time I really felt actual fear. We're out on these properties 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in all areas of town. And I was actually scared. I mean, I do not carry a gun on properties, but I have tools, belt pullers. We had claw hammers on us in case, we had two harassment issues when we were doing work from two different groups, and they were not black, they were whites. And so it was a mixture, but the whole situation is just out of control down there, 100%.
Well, thank you, Bill. Appreciate your comments. Michael, you have a comment. Go ahead, Michael. You have a comment on that? Were you downtown?
No, I was not downtown. I'm just going to comment about, I think you made a statement about disproportionate sort of police brutality against certain urban groups, so youth, black, Hispanic, or whatever. I don't think the crime statistics don't really bear that out. What you have to adjust for, or what you have to really control for, is the rate of violent crime committed by various groups. Basically, their kind of interaction, sort of serious interaction with law enforcement. If you control for that, you'll find that it's not the case. I mean, there's police brutality against all different groups. If you're going to commit violent crime, and I'm not saying this situation wasn't violent.
Do you think the media just highlights when a black man is killed at the hands of white police?
Well, there's certain. The Democrat Party is founded on this victimization thing, and they're just trying to stir up the masses. And these groups have been run wild. If you look at other places like Portland, they can destroy property without any consequences. So this is the consequence of what happened.
All right, thank you, Michael. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Coming up, we'll check in with Larson Tax Relief about tax things coming up and all of the collections and what's going on with the IRS and with you and what you should be doing right now. And then if you have any questions for them, they can answer that on filing and all that. Mark wants to talk about buying a Jeep. Go ahead, Mark. What's happening?
Hey, Tom, how are you?
I'm doing good. By the way, our number is 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, and you can get right through right now with help, information, referrals. And by the way, if you want to comment on the writing, go ahead. I'd love to hear your perspective. Mark, go ahead.
So I don't have a comment on the writing. I think it's crazy what's happening, but I've called in and you've helped me out with a few things. I just have a question about, I'm thinking about purchasing a Jeep, like a used car, and I know you always say get it checked out, and I'm going to do that, but is there anything specific that you would look for in a Jeep? I've never owned one, and like timing belt, timing chain, things like that? Is there certain things
no more than any other vehicle, really, but Jeeps especially. If kids own them, young people own them, they tend to abuse them a little more. And off-roading, I would really pay attention to the transmission. Actually have it checked, I think, by not just an all-around mechanic, but then have the transmission checked out, unless they're really good at transmissions. And then, as with anything, like you said, timing belt and maintenance, and to make sure everything's been kept up with. The other thing with a Jeep, they tend to be overpriced. And there's not much you can do about that if you really want one. They're sadly overpriced because of the desire. They are such a popular car. And I shouldn't say I don't know why. I think they look pretty cool. I like the way they look, actually. But, man, are they popular here. And they tend to be a few grand over market, I believe. So if you can get a good deal, try to get a good deal, man. Because you're certainly not going to get more than normal when you trade it in. You're going to pay more, but you're not going to get more. So that's...
I understand. Okay.
So, and really the other thing, Mark, with Jeeps is again, to make sure that they haven't been abused, because it's so easy. Now that means never using four-wheel drive too. I mean, you got to make sure the four-wheel drive even works. Some of these people don't even ever use four-wheel drive. They just have a Jeep. And you want a Jeep, as I call it, right? You're not talking about an SUV.
No, not an SUV, a regular Jeep. I'm going from a little convertible, and I want a Jeep because it offers me that, but it also has a back seat. I can put my daughter in it, things like that. So.
Yeah, you're right, and they're pretty good vehicles. I mean, like I said, when I say pretty good, like any car or SUV, they're all good and bad. But I just think in general they're just way overrated. Anyway, Robert, what is your comment, Robert? Go ahead. Is this a new one on Robert?
So what the guy was said about who? Hello?
Yeah, I got you, Robert. Go ahead.
Okay, the guy that was repairing the windows was commenting about that there was blacks down there, all blacks starting problems.
He said he saw mostly the young black people. Yeah, that's what he said, right. That's not what I saw on TV, but I wasn't down there.
He also said the two issues they had were from white folks.
Right, yeah, because there was a lot of them down there combined. It wasn't just blacks.
That's true.
And then, too, Tom, another thing is I needed to mention was that Photoshop has just updated their software, man, and you have to delete all the old versions before the new one will work.
Are you sure of that? It doesn't overwrite it?
I'm on the computer. The guy technician, I just got on luckily with Photoshop. And the guy
he must have had a very
on my
old
Mac. On my Mac, he had to delete all the old versions and then start working on downloading the new version because they were having a conflict.
Huh. Interesting. I have that. I have a lot of Adobe stuff, and I'm on a monthly plan. I never update. I mean, it's kind of automatic. Does that make sense to you? That's what I'm on. Where
that's what I'm on too. But I was having conflicts with this 2020 version, and I called him and told him, and he deleted all the old files and he downloaded a new version, and now it's working a little better. So
okay, well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Please hang on if you want to comment on the riots, and then I want to ask a young black man's perspective as well. Ants, I really would. He's, I just want to. I know he sat home, watched, and thought, what was he thinking? I know what I was thinking. I would truly like to know that, and I'm hoping, I'm looking for a gut reaction. What was it? I said I think I would be pissed. I think I would be pissed because of being misrepresented, unless, of course, I wasn't misrepresented. We'll talk about that coming up.
So I searched my symptoms on Google, and now I'm being followed by really uncomfortable ads. I hate feeling like my personal data is being bought and sold. I got DuckDuckGo and saw a difference right away. Take back your privacy online with DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Master Rooter, these are the guys. I've got to tell you this. If you ever need a plumber I don't care if it's a small job or a big job. I want you to call Master Router. They'll handle it every single time, and they'll do it for a great price. That's the part I really like about these guys. They're not going to stick it to you. They're going to give you a good, fair price. They're going to do anything from a simple faucet install.
Hey, Tom, you there?
Yes, sir.
You got my eyes take 15 seconds after this. I'm trying to get you guys out of the way real quick so you got some time.
We have 24/7 emergency service. 720-434-3406. 720-434-3406.
Metro Construction is up.
All right, 15 seconds, Mile High State Loan.
Solar and siding quotes. We use aerial imagery to provide virtual guaranteed quotes. 12 months, no interest, no payments. Financing available. Schedule your roofing, solar, siding
Yes,
quotes.
sir.
Visit MetroBuilds.com. MetroBuilds.com.
I said, yes, sir.
MetroBuilds.com.
What, baby?
MileHighEstatePlanning.com and Blake Harris. This is what you need to keep your estate up to date. And it's really important, whether it be a simple will, or maybe you want a payable on death for a certain account, or you want powers of attorney, or you want living wills, medical directives, whatever it is you want, you can get through Blake Harris. If you don't know what you need, he can help you through that. Depending on your situation in life, your family, it's really great to have someone you can just ask any question you want and then plan accordingly. He will always have flat rate pricing for you on everything you want to do and free consultations. Call him. 720-924-6171. He's the expert we use on this show. 720-924-6171. Protect your legacy with MileHighEstatePlanning.com.
If you've even
All right, you're clear. Thank you.
with an inefficient AC system, then listen to this. Hi, I'm Megan Dozer with Dr. Fixit. And it may not seem like it, but now is the best time to replace that old AC. Now through the end of the month, if you replace your AC, you will receive instant rebates of up to $7.
I still would like to hear the
money down, zero interest.
Denver why they didn't dump the dumpsters.
Because they didn't think about it.
Well, come on, you gotta be.
They're not engineers. They don't
No,
think
no. But the first night they were starting them on fire. So wouldn't you say, hello, if I dump these, how are they going to start them on fire?
Right.
Garbage cans, everything. If they didn't think about it, they're in the wrong spot.
I think they ought to shoot the looters. I told you that.
Oh, Doc.
Shoot one, they'll all stop.
No, I don't agree with that.
You find some white kid.
No, if you shoot them with rubber bullets, I don't have a problem.
7775 or schedule your service now at Call Dr. Fixit.
And in fact, they should have been a lot tougher on them, especially in Minneapolis. And that mayor, did you listen to that stupid mayor? Man, that guy is in way over his head.
He's a kid.
He is a kid. He's in way over his head. Yeah, it's one of those, hey, if everything runs good, I'll be a good mayor.
Right.
But as soon as there's a crisis, in fact, you look at the towns that they did have and stuff, they were pretty much run by Democrats.
And they're all run, all the inner cities are run by them.
Yeah.
You know what Trump said, whether you like Trump or not, what he said was true. He said, look, the Democrats have been running these inner cities for 50 years.
And destroyed them.
Yeah. They're all on welfare, there's no jobs, the slums are getting worse, the people aren't getting employed. Why don't you give the Republicans a chance?
Exactly. Perfect example, AOC and her stupid lack of knowledge.
Does that woman make the dumbest?
Oh yeah, but not allowing Amazon to come into New York City. How dumb can you be?
And what was the reason?
Because they were getting this tax benefit.
Right.
So now they have nothing.
Now they have nothing. Exactly. She didn't understand. She's got an economics degree, and she said she understood. She didn't understand.
Somebody asked her a question about capitalism. She had no idea what they were talking about.
But even on this, she thought they were giving her money.
Right.
You know, right. She's an idiot. She really is.
She is.
Her and Maxine Waters.
Well, Maxine, AOC is an idiot. Maxine is an idiot and corrupt. AOC hasn't been in power long enough to be corrupted.
I bet you she is.
Not yet.
Yeah. Well.
I don't know if she's corrupt.
Who, Maxine Waters?
No,
Are you kidding?
the other one.
AOC?
No, that's what I said. She hasn't been in power long enough to understand how corruption works.
She didn't pay her taxes. There's some taxes she didn't pay anyway.
She's a bartender. She probably didn't make any money.
What was she did? Oh, she didn't join the Democratic Party because you had to pay like money to do
really?
it. Yeah. There's something in the Democrat they're supposed to pay. It's a pretty hefty bill.
Skies and a 20% chance for afternoon thunder shower. Tonight down to 60. I'm
I'll look that
meteorologist
up.
Bruce Garner, Fox 31, pinpoint weather.
These are challenging times, and Rocket Mortgage.
Let me talk to Robin. Both my wives are named Robin, so I could probably relate to her. Both your wives, yeah.
The team at Rocket Mortgage.
You two wives?
Visit
I got married really when I was 23.
Okay. Oh, you were practicing.
And then when I,
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Let's talk. We are here to help you, but we're also taking comments on the riots, wondering what and how you feel about it, and then we'll talk to Larson Tax Relief as well. Bill, you have a question? Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, what's up? We would have never done this when we were at their age.
Oh, my God. What? How old are you?
I'm a year older than you.
What are you talking, Bill? Our middle names were protests and demonstrations. Where did you grow up? My God, I was out every weekend doing something for something. I mean, I didn't do any looting, but
that's what I mean.
But that was me personally. My generation sure as hell did. I mean, we had riots that you couldn't believe.
Democratic convention.
Man, how about the Democratic convention? How about Kent State? I mean, God, there were so many protests that were both peaceful and violent. You don't remember it personally. Maybe you wouldn't have done it, but man, I don't think we can sit back and say, well, we wouldn't have done this in my day. I just don't think so. We were one of the most reactive generations ever, in my opinion.
Anyway.
Anyway, okay, after making that point, go ahead, Bill.
Now, my question is now, first of all, anybody going downtown should have their head examined.
Yeah, that's true.
But what if I happen to be driving someplace and someone jumped on the hood of my car? Now, I drive fairly new cars. Can I use aggressiveness? Can I use deadly force?
I don't think so. Come on. I mean, that doesn't make sense.
Common sense, Bill.
Yeah, come on.
Well,
deadly force for what, Bill? Is your life in danger?
Well, what about my vehicle?
Bill, no. You asked me a question. No, I don't think you can use deadly force if someone jumps on your car. Okay?
Well,
I think if you do, you'd be arrested for murder, as you should be.
Exactly. He might, but he'll be arrested.
You know, so I mean, I don't think it even. Listen, I don't want to talk about it. Edward, go ahead. Edward, go ahead.
Hey, Tom.
Yes, sir.
Bill is kind of going to have made my point. The point that I want to make anyway. Just Bill mentality is that a certain group of people in this country can do certain things to other group people, to another group of people in this country, because they feel like they have the right to do that. I am a 68-year-old Marine, and I fear not for my life, but for how I might be treated when I go out for my morning constitution every day. Every day. And it's something that I have grown up with, and it's something that have been actually made worse over these last 10 years. I grew up in Baltimore.
But why do you feel threatened? Are you black? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm an African American.
And that's why you feel threatened?
I feel threatened because of what's been going on with the people that's supposed to protect us.
Yeah.
I have a nephew that's a lieutenant in the Baltimore Police Department. I respect police officers, okay?
Yeah.
I've never been to jail as a black man.
Yeah.
I respect police officers, okay?
Yeah.
But when I go out for my walk, I am thinking about how I'm going to respond if a neighbor who might not know me call the police.
I get it.
Because I'm walking down the street.
No, I get it.
Walking stick.
And that's something we never have to worry about as white people. We never do, really. Now, I know what you mean. And more black people say that, and they can't be making it up. It must be a real deal where they're looked at differently in certain areas and certain times. I wish that would end by now, but
can I just say one thing?
Unfortunately, it hasn't ended. Go ahead.
I sympathize with Ed all the way, but there's a total disconnect between how he perceives he might be treated and people looting and burning down stores. How does that help change the attitude? No, I'm just saying.
I don't think he's saying it changes anything.
I agree. That's what I'm saying.
Then what's the comment about? He's not even talking about that.
The comment is that to make Ed feel better, we need a change in the way society reacts to black people. But looting and burning is not going to change the societal imbalance that there is.
I think Ed would agree with you on that.
I know.
What you're saying is it's just perpetuating it, if anything. But here, here's the deal, man. When is it going to stop? I mean, when are we ever going to get to a point where it doesn't matter when you look out your window and see a black man walking his dog or not even walking his dog with a hoodie on, and he is like hanging around waiting for an Uber? When are we going to feel the same exact way about that guy as a white guy and not feel differently? I don't know. I mean, when will that happen? I don't want to make it sound like most of us do care, because we don't. I really don't. I really, honest to God, don't. I mean, that went away a long time ago, and I'm wondering, it's just maybe just, I don't know, it's a few. We got to admit it's a few, right? Obviously, not all police are racist, for God's sakes. I mean, that guy's a bad dude. But I would hate for him to define all police. That would be terrible. Now, Harry, you want to end a lease? What's going on, Harry?
Hi.
Hi. Are you at the end of a lease?
No, I'm the landlord.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And my tenant's lease is up, or should start in July. We're supposed to renew in July.
Okay.
We have absolutely no problem with her. She's a wonderful lady and it's been great for 7 years. But changing dynamics in the family, we're not going to be able to renew her lease.
Okay.
And I had this on Section 8 for her and kept the rent and everything. She takes awesome care of it.
Okay, so at the end of June, it's over, at the end of this month.
July 1st is usually when we sign a new lease.
Well, hold on, but that also means, that also means this lease ends. And do you have a 30-day clause in your lease?
Yeah, we have a 30-day notice of not renewing.
Well, did you give her that 30-day notice?
We're going to today, because today's would be the 30 days.
Okay, you better give it to her today then, yeah, because that's going to be the only important thing. And by the way, if you didn't give her that 30 days, it doesn't go for another year. You just have to give her 30 days next month if you don't do it this month. But what was your question about?
Well, that's one. We've read somewhere that you've got to give 91 days after notice to find something. And
what?
There's like
wait. 90 days after notice to do what?
91.
To do what?
After not renewing the lease, to have her out. But I don't know if that means if you're
that's not true at all. I mean, if you have a 30 days notice in that lease, that's all you have to give her is 30 days. I don't even know what 90 days means.
More than that.
Yeah, well, good. But at the end of a lease, there's no automatic 90 days at the end of a lease. I don't even know what you're talking about. Maybe they meant by the time you get through an eviction, it might be 90 days if you don't do it. I don't know. But you have a lease or you don't. And if you have a lease, the lease will tell you how much notice you have to give. Sometimes on the lease, if you don't give notice to renew, it automatically ends. Some people have it written that unless otherwise notified, the term of this lease ends and residency will not be renewed. So it depends on how yours is written. You know, in other words, go ahead.
No, I say that we have the 30-day notice to not renew.
Good.
But we were just worried about it being, and we've had it on Section 8 for her that we had to give her any.
Now, I don't know if you agree. Now, wait a minute.
Given her a lot of time to find a place, a minimum of we want to give her.
But remember this, Harry, I don't know what agreement you signed with Section 8. Maybe you agreed to give her or to give the tenant 90 days notice, or that's required by HUD. I don't know what you signed with them, but as far as your lease with her, if it's not in your lease, no one gets an automatic 90 days.
Okay. So
did you sign something with? You did sign something with Section 8? Because I had a Section 8 home place one time. I rented out a triplex. So I want to know, did you sign some? I mean, you did sign something with Section 8, but in that Section 8 paperwork, was there a 90-day notice required?
No, and there was plenty of listings for cause to end the lease. And one of the reasons being having a family member move in, which is what we have to do with my wife's parents.
Okay, I understand. Well, Harry, I think you're all right, but again, you may want to have an attorney review your lease because I don't know what it says. I'm just going by what you're telling me, and then make sure you didn't obligate yourself with Section 8. I'm Tom Martino. We got a lot going on the Troubleshooter Show.
Clear.
This is Denver.
You got Excel roofing in about a minute.
Ski in the morning and Dan Caplis in the afternoon. 6:30 KHOW Denver. Now, impact traffic. This report is sponsored by Rocket.
That was funny, Bill. What? It was funny what Bill said. We wouldn't have done that. It was kidding.
Well, I went to a lot of anti-war protests. We never got violent. We never looted.
Right. No, but you okay?
Did you, Tom?
What's that?
Go to anti-war protest.
He didn't have Xbox, but he was going.
We couldn't find a place to loot. There's nothing on the in the
There wasn't, like say, Watts. That was there. That was a lot of looting there.
Yeah.
During looting. Detroit had a big there. Democratic National Convention was more about, I don't know how much looting was there, but that was pretty violent.
I don't think there was much looting. I think it was
Bloody Sunday. What was that?
It was conflict with the police.
I forget the name of the bridge.
To nowhere. Alaska?
All right, this is the time we look to home improvements, and if you're looking to get your roof replaced, whether you need to just do it or it's an insurance job, no matter what the circumstances, you will never do better than excelroofing.com. You know, Excel is a great run company, and whether it's roofing or not, so you can trust Jay and his team to do the right thing. Here's the first deal. You don't pay one penny, not a cent, not to sign, not to wait, not as work goes on. You only pay when it's 100% done to your satisfaction. And it's also locally owned and operated since 1993. 30,000 satisfied customers and growing. They honor their warranties. They've been on my referral list since day one, and they've done roofs for me. I know Jay personally. I know the company. I know the people. You can trust Excel to do the very best job with the very best materials, and they will give you complete estimates with no hocus pocus. 303-761-6400. excelroofing.com.
What was that guy saying on that lease?
I have no idea.
So he had to give 90 days or 91 days
For what?
to have him find a place. It was Section 8 though.
No, hold on. They want him out and they're giving him 91 days?
He wants them out. He's the landlord.
Oh, he wants to get rid of them.
Yeah.
And he's saying he's got to give them 91 days.
Yeah.
Be a financial burden to you or your loved ones.
But it is Section 8, so it's a little
I
different.
read through Denver
Now is the
stuff, but
time
I
to take back control of your
don't see anything
relationships,
like
your
that.
job, and your life. Take the first step to recovery by calling American Addiction Centers, your trusted source for addiction treatment and mental health care. Call American Addiction Centers now. 855-999-0986. 855-999-0986. That's 855-999-0986.
An energy-efficient home pays off in both hot and cold weather. And now Rocky Mountain Retrofoam is offering
What'd you say, Mark?
home energy audits for just $175.
It's the handbook they have for landlords.
audit, including blower door test and thermal imaging showing hot and cold
And this,
spots. Retrophone will pinpoint
I wonder, you know, is he still on? He's asking why he's getting rid of the Section 8.
tips and other options that will straight out save you money.
The money thing?
Incredible injection foam, cutting some energy bills and heat, plus other benefits like soundproofing and insect control, not to mention fire resistance. Reach $175 home energy audit today. 720-676-6333. 720-676-6333. Or watch this incredible foam in action. Foam.
I think Milo is blaming you for his operation because he's just following Suzanne now.
720-676-6333. Just $175 to save you thousands in the future. 720-676-6333.
You know, he told me that you're kind of a hypocrite in this whole thing.
You can pick up curbside at your local store in just 30 minutes. Or get your order delivered to your door with free one-day shipping and over 160,000 quality parts when you spend $50 or more. Quality parts delivered quickly and safely. That's Napa know-how.
Did you like that better than the cone? I imagine.
Standard front shipping and
These days, being a small business means navigating uncertainty in a constantly changing situation. So if you're looking for one trusted source that will keep you informed daily, visit the iHeartRadio Small Business Crisis Resource. There you'll find small business resources to help you get through this, including the latest info on loans, grants, and other forms of relief.
He likes to make noise, just like a kid.
Small businesses making a difference. So let's get through this together. Visit iHeart.com/smallbusiness today. That's iHeart.com/smallbusiness.
Have you ever wanted to refinance your mortgage, especially now with rates at or near the lowest in history, but you didn't want to start a 30-year loan again? Well, now you can.
Man, I'm going to do the oil change on the RV after the show. That filler neck, they couldn't have put it in a fucking worse place.
Hey, you're putting in synthetic, right?
Yeah, I bought Mobile One for it, but I'm going to have to go buy something else because I bought a 12-gallon bag of it, and there's no way I'm going to be able to put it in where that filler neck is.
Okay, so just like you can get full synthetic from Costco, I looked at the ratings, it's just as good as regular. 10 quarts for $30.
Yeah, I got 12 quarts for 50 of the Mobile One.
Synthetic oil for, he's changing his,
Is that in the, does that come in a bag like this though, or does it come in quarts?
it comes in 5-quart bottles.
What is he changing? His motor?
Yeah.
See, I can't use that. That's what fucking sucks. I need regular 1/4.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
I want to talk to Larson Tax Relief, Michael Plantinga with Larson, and I have a question. We had somebody email about not filing for years back, but no tax was due. So what is the ramification there, Michael?
Not filing?
Yeah, well, like if you didn't owe, if you didn't owe any money, is there a penalty?
Tax that's owed, you're not required to file. But if you have any tax that's owed, you're required to file.
No, I guess here's what I meant, Michael. Michael, what I meant was this.
Go ahead.
He had taxes withheld. He had no tax due. If anything, he might have gotten a small refund, but he never filed. So he won't have a penalty for not filing, will he?
He will not, but you only have 3 years to claim the refund. So if 3 years goes by without filing the return, that refund is gone. So I always recommend filing to get that refund.
So there is no failure to file penalty if there is no tax due.
If there is no tax due and the IRS shows that in their system, then no, a failure to file penalty will not be assessed.
And do they allow you to do the return to determine if there's tax due that year, or do they determine it?
Well, that's one of the risks you run in not filing a return is the IRS may want to file a return to have it on the system, and the IRS might enter numbers that are incorrect.
How does the IRS file automatically for you? They do that sometimes. Why do they do that? And then where do they get the numbers? And are they usually accurate or not?
Most of the time they're accurate, Tom. They get the numbers from the Social Security Administration based off of 1099s and W-2s that have been filed by other parties. So they take those numbers and then they use it to prepare the return.
But they can't know all of your deductions, right?
Exactly. That's why the IRS files it in its best interest, not the taxpayers.
Now, if they have filed it, can you amend it?
Absolutely. There's no time limit for you to file your own return and replace the IRS's numbers.
Good. Okay. And we'll come back to Larson Tax Relief. They are open. And if you need help with tax, any tax issue, call them and they can go over to see if they can help you. 844 Larson Tax. That's 844 LARSON Tax. And we'll go back to him if you have any questions. Meanwhile, let's talk to Matt. Matt, go ahead. What's happening? Matt?
Tom?
Yes.
Hey, Tom. Hey, I got a question for you. Can a felon purchase and conceal carry one of the home defense pepper ball guns?
I don't know the answer. I would say I don't know for sure, but I could say simply based on what I do know, they only care about firearms, I think. I've never heard about knives or other weapons. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just using common sense. Have you inquired to anyone about it? Has anyone said you can't own it?
No. I just want to play it safe in case that, you know.
Hold on. Never mind. I'm wrong. I said firearms. But according to an actual CRS 8-12-108, it says a felon, this is interesting, I never knew it read this way. A felon cannot possess a weapon. I thought it was just firearm. This would include any type, listen to this, gun, crossbow for hunting or for any purpose. Therefore, a knife can be possessed, it says. No, why would a knife be allowed?
As long as it's for hunting or fishing.
But if it's for hunting and fishing, but a weapon can't be for hunting, even hunting and fishing weapon. But a knife can be. All right. So I guess that paintball gun I think would fall under the fact you can't have it unless it's for recreation. I don't know how they would consider that. Is it considered a weapon? I don't know. I don't know actually. Mark, what do you think? Is it a weapon? A paintball? Is he there? A paintball gun?
It sounds like a weapon.
Yeah, it's weird, man. I don't know. It's a good point, though. Who the hell knows? It sounds to me...
Joseph A. Lazara.
Yeah, he might know. And if it's that important, we could ask him. If it's that important to you. 303...
Are you afraid? Is he afraid someone's going to break into the house? Or why is he even
there? Are you doing it for sport, or do you want to actually help yourself here?
He hung up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It wouldn't be for sport, because what they do is they take a paintball gun and then have little pepper balls. I mean, there's no sport about shooting pepper at people.
That's true.
What's a sport?
Yeah, but I mean, you can't say it's for hunting. Anyway, 303-713-TALK. Tammy, you say it's a scam. What is a scam here? You say something about a tree farm. What's happening?
The tree farm in Longmont, we purchased 6 trees to the tune of $810. They all died. So, of course, they talked about their website that they had 2 hard freezes this year. But anyway, we called and emailed them, showed them the pictures. They said, we'll give you half of your money back. We have a copay policy, so you get 50% back. So we go up there, and instead of giving you 50%, we've already spent $810. You have to spend another $810 to get the $400 back.
Is that what they said? Was that like in the beginning you were told that?
Well, they said it's on their receipt, but we didn't have our receipt, and then they would never show it. They say it's on the website, but it just says you have a half price back. Doesn't state that you had to. I didn't ever see it stated that it was you had to buy another $800 worth. So I want to get $620, $1,620, and I'm only going to get $405 back. That's really a scam, and they're
hold on, and I would agree with you that it could be considered a scam if you didn't know about it. If you absolutely did not, in other words, if you did not know about it at all, I don't know if they advise you of it or not. That's my only question. You're saying you didn't know about it. You're saying you didn't know about it, right?
No, I did not. And then I emailed them, showing them the pictures and everything else. They emailed me back, yes, we'll give you half price of each tree back. Then when we get there, they tell us that after driving an hour, they tell us that we have to spend another $810 to get that money. So that's just ridiculous. And their products are just not that good and overpriced, so I hope people don't shop there.
It explains all that on their website, the warranty information, repurchase required.
I know you're upset about it, and I understand why, but truly, if they offer this, they're allowed to offer it with whatever conditions they want. It's up to you to decide, do I want to shop with them knowing this? So the only issue I would have is if they never told you about it. And then I would say it would sound like a full refund to me. But I don't think that's the case with you. And
you know what? And this is a good thing they do that other nurseries don't. They could care less, even if it's a freeze or not their product's fault. They'll still give you that 50%. We have other nurseries that we've just handled problems on that if it's a freeze, you get nothing.
Interesting. You know what? That's true. So
tell me that jingle doesn't stick in your head, though, when you hear that.
No, as soon as she said that, I knew what. When she said Tree Farm, you know, they did a good job branding.
25.
But they did a good job branding who the hell they are. They really did.
And how to get there.
Yep. Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. We got to take, I didn't take that break, or did I?
No, you haven't taken it yet.
Oh, my God. Okay, I got to take this quick break here. Hold on.
Clear. You got Simply
Floors and Full Lawn in about a minute. Tell your smart device to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio. Then you can hear news and talk that impacts your life.
Getting 630 KHOW from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station, available on over 2,000 devices. Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
Traffic getting through the metro area right now. It's going to be fairly easy. There is a medical situation, though. It's in Fort Collins and Weld County, southbound Highway 85 and 42nd. And it looks like there is fire and EMS on the scene. And if you think you do have COVID-19, you can get tested.
Is that I-25 to exit 35, then 5 miles west to the Tree Farm.
Sometimes jingles are so dumb that they stick with you.
But this one actually tells exactly where it's at.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but it's so...
These are challenging times, and Rocket Mortgage...
Yeah.
All right, 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Here we go. Let's contact their team 24/7 at rocketmortgage.com. From their home to yours, the team at Rocket Mortgage is with you. Visit rocketmortgage.com.
SimplyFloorsInc.com is where you get all of the latest floor coverings like waterproof carpeting, waterproof LVT, engineered wood laminates, solid hardwoods, whatever you want in floors, they have it, and they have it at incredible savings from 10, 20, 30%, sometimes 40% off. That's because Buddy and Karen Mitchell have simply decided to make less profit and pass savings on to you. It's that simple. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Make your own appointment. 303-456-4660. SimplyFloorsInc.com. And you know, there is a time when you're going to need legal advice and you're not going to know where to turn, and people give you all kinds of stupid advice. That's when you're injured in a car accident. Don't listen. Don't sit on your rights. And don't assume you have rights you don't. Get the real deal, the real information from John Fuller, Fuller Law. He will give you information free of charge, with initial consultations always free. If you guys decide to hook up and he's going to represent you, guess what happens? He only collects a percentage if he collects for you. 303-597-4500. PersonalInjuryCO.com.
I didn't know stupid.
Hey, Mark, where did you see the warranty information on their website? I just can't find it.
Medicare Advantage plans may pay for transportation.
To exit 35 and 5 miles west to the Tree Farm.
I gotta get back to their website. What's their website?
TheTreeFarm.com. Gotcha. Okay, thanks.
What are you doing, Nico? Say hi to Tom.
Yeah.
Ha!
Little bastard.
She is such a bitch, man.
Who?
Bella, she is fucking so mean now.
Who?
Bella.
She must be completely blind or something.
Oh, that's too bad.
Well, she's a bitch because she thought she'd get a little from Milo, and now she can't.
She is so pissy. She barks at Cosmo, barks at him. I mean, she's just mean.
And loans his own money. As a direct mortgage lender, he has a streamlined process that can be done.
Oh, that's
She
too
can
bad.
barely hear.
On the phone. Get started today.
Boy, his ears are up all the time now.
Yeah, they're done.
Brent urges you to shop for your
Yeah, they're weird, man. As soon as she finished teasing, the other one popped. I mean, I kept reading the articles about it. I just don't fucking understand it.
Why that does it? I don't know.
Yeah, they're both up, and then sometimes when they start teasing, both go down. Sometimes just one goes down, like his. And then when they're done teasing, they come back. It's like, what the fuck? It makes no sense to me.
All right, so who's cuter, Nikki or Elon?
Oh, you got us a cute dog.
That's a really cute dog.
Yeah, I agree.
That's my son's new puppy.
Yeah. How old now?
Probably 2 months, I guess.
Yeah, they grow. I tell you, when they're real little puppies,
Yeah.
they're so damn cute.
They took him camping this weekend.
No, my sons look like a little stuffed animal. So,
What kind of dog is it?
It's a husky.
yeah. Husky. Siberian. No.
Yeah, my son's.
Doc's son also has a husky.
Yeah, they named him Elon Husky.
No, they're not.
They
That's
did,
his
did
name.
they?
Yeah.
That's kind of cute.
Actually, my son's dog's pretty good.
I heard cows are smarter than talk show hosts. What do you think about that? Hey Mark, my FICO score, my IQ went down by 30 points since I've been helping Tom.
Your FICO score or your
My
IQ?
FICO score and my IQ.
Oh, jeez. Hey, you would think once it gets so high that it'd be really good, but
What's that?
your FICO score, they told me, I had to go co-sign for my son.
Yeah.
You don't get anything better.
My brother wanted me to co-sign for him on a refi. And I told him I wouldn't do it, but I would lend him money. I said, how much do you want me to lend you? I'll be happy to lend you until you can get the refi, but I'm not co-signing anything.
Well, you know, one thing, if you co-sign and have your name on the title,
Excuse me?
if you had your name on the title.
I just said,
Hi,
you know
Tom
what? I'll just lend you the money.
Martino. Your troubleshooter 303. 307138255. All right, let's talk. We're continuing to solve problems and answer questions, take complaints. We have Larson Tax Relief with us, and William has a question. Go ahead, William. What's happening?
Yeah, Tom, I was wondering on line, I think it's line 6 on 1040 tax return. It doesn't really give the specific instructions on how to show a negative number there. What I've found on the internet, it says some places say put a minus sign next to it.
What is it asking for on that line? What is on that line, line 6? What is it?
It says capital gains or loss.
Oh, I see. And so I don't know if Michael would know that. Michael, what happens if you have to show a loss?
You know, Tom, I'm not a preparer, so I need to pull up the form.
Yeah, I know. Now, hold on. Are you talking about filling this out on a computer or online?
No, I'm just doing it by hand. And like I said, what I've found on the internet is that some people say if you just put a negative sign there, the computer won't read it right. Some say to put a negative and put the whole thing in brackets. So,
well, hold on. If you put it in brackets, if you put it in parentheses, that is a negative. So I would say to do that. Okay. But doesn't it matter down where you total it all up anyway? Isn't that where it counts?
It does, but what I've read on the internet, it says if you don't put it in there right, it will read it as a positive number.
Yeah, but it would no, it won't because they don't scan it like that. I mean, you're thinking that what they do is tell Michael, don't they just scan it as a record, not as a calculation.
As a record, exactly, and the computer completes the calculations. Tom, you are correct that the negative number goes inside the brackets on line 6 if it is a negative number.
Yeah. So that's what you really need to do. That's what you really need to do. And it's a parentheses. Some people call it brackets. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, Robin wants to talk about Wells Fargo and an apartment about this morning. We'll get to you, I promise, Robin, right after this. And then Bennett has a comment on the riots. Kathy has a used truck sold, now saying it was a towaway, no title. This is really important. Hang on, Kathy. Larson Tax Relief for Help, 844 Larson Tax for help information. You can just ask him anything you need. 844 Larson Tax. We have more coming up.
Clear.
Hey, Mark. No, I didn't. You were on mute. Well, they're saying there may be, though, right? Yeah, you're right. It would be. Well, like I say, plus, but they're mostly young people too. To each his own. So this Bennett, you know, he's the one that calls in quite a bit. He left me a message. He wanted 5 minutes of uninterrupted on the radio to talk about the riots.
Okay. Honey, I'm giving these back, though. Thank you,
Nathan Dunlap. What? Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
God, that had nothing to do. God. Holy cow. Why would you... Not only that, it had nothing to do with cops.
Nathan Dunlap.
No, even that was up to, you should be protesting Hickenlooper.
You know, Hickenlooper's problem was that if he had run and said he's against the death penalty,
I totally agree.
It would have lost.
Right.
What?
He would have lost.
So the point is, at least he would have, then they couldn't complain when he commuted the sentence.
That's right, but he didn't. He snowed him.
Yeah, but you're against the death penalty too, aren't you?
Yeah.
I am too.
I am right now because there's so many people on there
right.
that are falsely accused now.
But here's what I don't get. Doc, I know you're not going to like this.
What?
If you're against the death penalty, but for abortion, then to me that's hypocritical. To me, I know you're different. You're right. Okay. I'll let you say that. The Catholics say no condoms or birth control. I agree there. I totally agree.
Insane.
Totally insane.
No, they say that's wrong.
That's wrong.
Honest to God.
That's right. Masturbation is a mortal sin. So right now,
is that what your dad said?
Right now, there are 17 billion teenage kids in hell because they committed one crime.
No.
There's nothing in there.
There's nothing about that.
It was going to be the 11th commandment, but it couldn't fit. It couldn't fit on the tablets.
And
No, but
I think you're right.
No,
I
but
think they
there's
do.
nothing in there about contraception.
Yeah, they didn't have it back then, though.
No, but there's nothing in there.
Oh, they
that
did have
says-
contraception back then.
Nothing that says sex is just for children.
No, what did they say? What was it? Tell me, what did they say on contraception?
No, I'm saying, but they had contraception. They used camel dung, and they put camel dung inside the vagina to stop from getting pregnant.
Camel dung?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't hear that. Holy cow.
Well, this is,
You're a plethora of information. You got to be pretty hard up to stick camel dung up there.
That's the only thing you have.
Who? Odin? That was in the Bible?
Hey, Mark, you know what
Or is that-
happened?
That's Old Testament too, though.
It was going to be the 11th commandment, thou shalt not masturbate, but it wouldn't fit on the tablet. That was the problem.
Because he was too large.
Yeah.
Odin. They were talking about wheat seed. But they were talking about wheat. You see, and they didn't. That's the only seed they had to grow wheat for bread.
Denver, though, is encouraging protesters to get tested at the Pepsi Center for coronavirus. That's the latest. I'm Kathy Walker.
It's a strange day when Mark can quote the Bible better.
Yeah. Hey, you know you can go to get a free test for coronavirus at the Pepsi Center.
At the Pepsi Center?
Yeah. And you can get a Pepsi.
I don't even like the Pepsi Center. Actually, I do miss going to a fucking basketball game once a year.
Really? I don't.
Yeah, just once a year. I gotta have at least one of those tickets called in the middle. They're big tickets.
In the middle.
Yeah, they call it the sub-level. There's kind of a big private bar and shit.
Oh, the club level.
I had nosebleeds there, and you can't even see. You
But
literally can't see.
I know, but in those club levels, it's not a really good seat for basketball.
No, they're not bad, though. If you have that first row there, they're not bad at all.
Club levels,
The best
yeah.
tickets I ever had were on the ice, and it's called the Lexus Club underneath. And it's free food, open bar, the whole bit. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And you get a free Lexus.
I just don't. Let me tell you, if I go to a football game once every 5 years, it's too much.
Oh my God, I haven't been to a Broncos game forever. That's a whole different story. There.
Sure is. Sure is.
I would like to go see an Air Force game just because I never had. But
Yep. You know, I would like that too because I heard that stadium is just spectacular, and so.
You know what? Maybe you and I do that. This
I would do it.
there is a season.
Right. I would go see the Air Force, and I've never been to one of their hockey games there at Air Force either.
Me neither.
But they I think that would be a good football game.
I do too, especially if it was like Army or Navy.
Do they do that? Does Air Force play Army Navy, or is that just like Army Navy play each other?
No, I think all of them play each other.
Okay.
I guess I don't know. I'm not positive, but I always thought so.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh wait, stop.
Why do Clovis and Hancock keep turning the streets over to the mob? Is it political or just you and me joining? This is
Tell you what, that guy can debate though.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
You know,
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by RealCBD.Works.com. If you want CBD products at 25% off, the best, and I mean the true dosing of CBD in it from Panacea Life Sciences, go to RealCBD.Works.com and put Tom in the promo code and get 25% off. Let's talk about your life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, okay? Let's talk. I want to talk about how we help on this show. The people make connections. Our sponsors make connections. We had a sponsor help someone. It was so wonderful. How how did it all start? Well, let's talk to Alice. Alice, welcome. Alice? Are you there, Alice?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Now, Alice, let's talk about how this started. You needed a bathroom?
A tub replaced to a shower.
And you wanted a walk-in shower without the curb or something that you had to step over, and you wanted to make it very easily accessible, right?
Mm-hmm. Easily, yes.
And you called us. Did you have a problem previously, and that's why you called us?
Yes, I did, Tom. I had just lost my husband in the process of getting everything done.
Yeah.
And Fred and Nick both reached out to me to help me with this project.
And Nick Fox is with Renew Home Innovations. And wasn't that wonderful? What did they end up doing?
Mr. Martino, they ended up giving me this project. They paid for it out of it was no out-of-pocket expense to me.
Isn't that wonderful?
Was like unreal. I've never had any offers come that way, and it was just really overwhelming. So with that, it's just been great. I mean, there's just no words other than greater than I can express.
Well,
it's been
thank
wonderful.
You had lost your husband. I remember it was a terrible time for you, and these guys really did do a great job. Nick Fox and his team and RenewHomeInnovations.com. And I want to ask Nick, what kind of a shower did you do for her? I know you do beautiful showers. Did you use the American Standard stuff?
Yes, we did. Hey, Tom, how are you doing?
Good, Nick.
We put in a beautiful shower for her, and looks great.
Okay, and you did the kind that people can go right into without stepping over anything, right?
Yes.
And Nick, explain that. That is so much more convenient, I believe, than these. What do you call these tubs? The walk-in tubs. The walk-in tubs are very impractical.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure what that was. The walk-in tubs. I mean, they have a purpose for some people. There's benefits, but being able just to get into your shower, with a very low threshold. It adds a lot of safety features that Alice was hoping to accomplish in her bath, and so we gave her a very nice low threshold shower pan. And just made it easy for her to be able to take care of herself.
And you're able to put grab bars wherever people need them and customize showers for anyone's need, and we appreciate that. Alice, thank you very much for contacting us. We were so happy that Nick and RenewHomeInnovations.com were able to accommodate. And listen, they can customize the shower for any need. If you need a wider opening, if you need a low threshold because you have to bring a wheelchair in it, or just a regular shower, whatever you want, they can do in your bathroom. And put the bars where you need them. They actually take this shower and customize it for the way you move and what you like and where you want things. RenewHomeInnovations.com. And Nick, are you still doing the 5-year same as cash?
We are. It's still an offer for folks. Right now, we're currently offering a 20% off any shower system that consumers purchase. Plus, we do have the 5-year zero interest equal payments program.
That's crazy. Okay, thank you, Nick. RenewHomeInnovations.com, 303-904-2000. Wow. Can you imagine 5 years, 20% off in 5 years, same as cash? Okay, Bennett's got a comment on the riots. Go ahead, Bennett. What's happening?
Hey, Thomas.
Hello, Bennett. What's happening?
People that do have a right to protest, they do have a right to free speech.
And demonstrate, right?
And they do. And this rioting that's going on, to me, is absolutely incredible. Now, I have a son that is in law enforcement. And his comment was to me that police officer in Minneapolis should have been arrested. He also thinks the other 3 should be arrested.
Of course.
And probably the reason they weren't arrested, because maybe the guy with the knee on the head was a senior officer, but that doesn't excuse it. If I was black, I would be so pissed over this.
Yeah. Now, what would you be pissed about other than the injustice? You mean the riots?
Well, yes, the white people that are going down there, I'm white, and all these people that are robbing stores and breaking windows, yes.
Thank you, Brent. Appreciate the call. So I want to ask Ants. Ants, you're a young black man, and I want to know how you felt watching this. Did you feel pissed off that for lack of a better word, the black cause, it should be not the black cause, but the civil rights cause, the constitutional rights cause, nonviolence, non-police brutality cause, do you think it was being harmed by what you saw?
And you mean in the video of George Floyd? Most definitely.
No, I'm talking about what happened afterwards, the rioting and looting.
And everything.
Yeah.
The riots and the looting. My only opinion on that is I'm very conflicted. I don't believe the looting should happen. I believe everybody should have a right to have their business be protected, as well as the right to go to work the next day if they do work at that business. I don't agree with the looting. However, rioting and showing anger against the police, the only reason I'm at a crossroads is because we've tried peaceful protests before, and it does not seem to be having an effect. It doesn't seem to be creating a vast amount of change, anything that I can see or that most of the black community can see, in all honesty. So if peaceful protest doesn't work, then what do? You get the opposite of peace. You get war, you get conflict, you get strife. So in all honesty, I feel like it's a due reckoning. Do I agree with it? No. Do I understand why some people agree that, or some people say that the rioting is wrong? Yeah, I do see that. But I mean, it's been a long time coming. Peaceful protest isn't working. If you want change, quit sitting around and saying, oh, they shouldn't be rioting, blah, blah. Then stand up and do something about it. Create the change that we want to see so that this situation would need to come to pass. Because obviously peaceful protesting isn't getting through to anyone.
Here's what I want to know.
Not creating any real change.
What do the protesters want to happen? The guy was arrested, the other one's fired. What do they want to see happen? If you had to interpret what you think, what is it? What is it?
I'm not sure what the total protesters want, but I know that a lot of people.
What do you want? What do you want?
What I want to see is a change in the police training tactics and in the police system and in the way police other policemen, in which it makes it easier for the good cops to call out these bad cops, and it makes it easier to get the bad cops either fired from their job or put in jail if the offense calls for that.
You would think
something in place in the system to prevent these bad apples from being able to so easily get away with everything like they obviously seem to do, or else they wouldn't have the gall to put their hands on people the way they do.
You would think, with all the publicity in recent years, I mean, and even dating back to Rodney King, you would think, after all of the publicity, and knowing that everyone has a camera, why the hell would you do this? That's what I don't understand. And by the way, we haven't forgotten about that jogger, that black jogger that got gunned down by these two guys. I mean, have we forgotten about that? I hope not. This is ridiculous stuff. So, but what I want to know is, do you think, though, like, for example, the man who, the school board guy who was in Denver and said, look, we asked our allies to step back, go home, our white allies not to destroy things in our name, and he was really pissed at that. And of course, whites were not the only ones destroying things, but did you ever have that thought? Like, I just want to know, I'm not trying to plant a thought, but did you ever, because I was looking at these white guys thinking, you guys didn't live a day oppressed in your life. And I'm wondering if they were just using it as an excuse. Did that thought ever enter your mind, or what?
Yes, I mean, people using the protests as an excuse, since the cops are distracted, in all honesty. People that are involved in crime, they like to steal that way of life. They're watching the cops' movements the same way the cops are watching their movements. And when they saw that the cops were distracted by protesters, they thought that this was their opportunity to go get a couple of free PlayStations or free Xboxes and everything like that. So it's not necessarily, I don't feel like it's a group of, like, extremely rowdy protesters. I feel like it's a group of criminals mixing in. They're going, yo, the cops are distracted. All the cops are downtown. They're not going to be paying attention to us. If we break this Target windows and walk out, because they're dealing with protesters.
But there weren't even they weren't all hard criminals either. I mean, I saw some young women, passing out clothes clothes like they were at a fashion show.
You don't have to be a hard criminal. A criminal's a criminal. I mean, people shoplift. People shoplift every day, and then justify it like
right.
It would have taken me forever to save up for this shirt, or
right.
I really needed this at home. So Walmart can afford it. They make millions every day.
Yeah. You're right. People justify it all the time. As I said, I think the unfortunate thing is what is a legitimate issue and concern is watered down or covered up sometimes, because what it does is it gives people the excuse to say, they're all a bunch of criminals, they don't care about civil rights. And that's what bothers me, is that the real issue gets clouded by people acting like idiots and violent and stealing. And what really broke my heart, oh my God, more than anything, and I heard the tape on a radio show, not this one, and it wasn't on our station. It was a black man pleading with people, and they were black kids going into a store and wrecking a store, and he said, I came from the ghetto. Help me. Please don't take my computer. Please don't take my stuff. I don't have enough insurance. I'm going to go out of business. He was begging them, and that was really heartbreaking too. Because
those weren't protesters; those were just criminals.
That's what I mean.
Criminals are going to take their opportunities to mix in with the protesters.
It gives the legitimate demonstration or protest. It gives it a bad name, is what I think, and I think. It's just the wrong message, and it allows people not to concentrate on the real issue. I'm way over time here. Let me take a quick break. We have more comments and your calls. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
What scares me is that he's an educated young black guy with a job, and he's condoning rioting.
No, he didn't.
He did. Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
He said peaceful protests don't work, so we need to riot to make our point.
Okay, that's not what I heard.
Oh, he said it.
Let's ask him.
He said that.
No, I heard him say that he understands it.
No, he said, okay, peaceful protests.
I didn't hear him say we need to do it.
Okay.
Oh, he didn't say we need to do it. He says peaceful protests don't work, so what do you do?
That's right. Meaning
but
he
he's
understood.
condoning the riot. But he said, so we have to riot.
The Art of Granite is the place to go for countertops. And if you want countertops in just 2 weeks, you just go to the Art of Granite and pick your material. Now you can do that virtually, you can do that in person, you can do that safely. theartofgranite.com. And you get all materials wholesale. Here's the other thing. They tear out and haul away free, and they also do the bathroom free when you have the kitchen done. theartofgranite.com. 303-386-5919. A direct stone importer, you can get a quote on the phone. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919. Now let's talk about your home. Are you going to refi? Or maybe you found a home you want to buy. Whatever it is, Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. What I mean is, they can help you out. And all you have to do is call them, and they can start right away. You get pre-approvals, which are like cash deals. You get credit optimization, which is a tweaking of your credit by maybe even paying down a balance here by a few bucks to get you better pricing if you need to. Even if you're approved, they get you better pricing. And then interest rate guarantees. If rates go down over the next 2 years, they refinance you free of charge. And every time you close, you get another 2-year guarantee. And then they have the custom term loan. You may want that lower rate, but you don't want to go all the way back to 30 years. Then pick whatever term you want. 10 years, 20, 25, 28. And you have written guarantees of everything they do for you. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. They are an equal opportunity lender regulated by DORA, NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, you can call 844-45-IDEAL. Now, of course, for loans, you go to idealhomeloans.com or call 303-867-7000.
All right, you're clear. Hey, Tom?
Yeah.
Tell Doc I'm not condoning
I told him that. I did not hear that.
don't work.
He says he expects it, and he understands. He didn't say he condoned it.
Okay.
I mean, he knows what he sees the horse's mouth. I heard him say,
hey,
what do you expect?
Sometimes my mute button just sticks and I can't get it off mute. That's why I had to hang up and call you back.
I understand what he means. What the hell do you expect?
Yes, it is, Dad. Let's do it. For
You know, the thing about that was a black.
What's that, sir?
The police chief is black in Minneapolis.
Ours?
No, Minneapolis.
Oh, yeah. Ours is too, right? Denver is.
No.
He's not?
Not anymore. Used to
Was he fired or what?
No, he quit. White, his name is White?
I didn't know.
Yeah.
In an uncertain economy,
I just said the police officer, the police chief in Minneapolis is black.
to get some specially priced from government.com. Just call 1-800-937.
But that guy, I think, was a racist. I think that police chief. Now, why those other three didn't? And one of the ones was a. Oh shoot, he was from.
But Dan,
yeah,
they haven't been charged yet. Doesn't mean they won't be.
Right.
I think they're trying to decide what the charge will be.
But my thing on that is they should have stuck that police guy in jail right away. And that fucking mayor who has got a limp dick of a attitude says, "Oh, that's the big question," when he should have been the one pushing it, and everybody would agree with him. That mayor in Minneapolis is a worthless piece of crap.
Yeah, well, he's a young kid.
He looks like a young kid, but he cannot take his responsibility. And the governor, when they called out the National Guard, they didn't give him any orders.
They just told him to show up.
I mean, what the hell? Minneapolis kind of deserves this by having such stupid elected people.
What is Antifa?
Antifa is a violent, ultra-left-wing organization.
You know what Antifa
that
is?
is protesting.
No, I'm reading the headline. What is Antifa?
Well, you know what Antifa is, right?
It stands for anti-fascist.
Anti-fascist. They think they don't want any cops. They don't want any. They're basically an anarchistic group.
They basically are.
They don't even have an organization. There's no formal organization, there's no membership, and there's no hierarchy.
Right, it's a bunch of kids who get
That's what
together.
they're saying. Now, you may want to differ. Go ahead, Google. I mean, Antifa itself is quoted here as saying they don't have a hierarchy or a membership process.
Because I thought
they're a collection of autonomous Antifa groups. And
right, because they don't want any kind of...
It's not an organized group, according to them.
It's a bunch of left-wing radicals who think the only way to change things is by violence. They want to kill all the cops. They don't want any laws.
So I guess you could say
who's the president?
Underground. I guess you could say it's underground.
They're saying they're not an organization, and they're just a group of people. That there's no organization.
Of course, who's that coming from? Just a member
Well,
of
I don't know. You got to ask Fox News.
No, they don't have a centralized organization.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter,
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, what is happening? Let's talk, Robin. What's going on? I know you've been waiting a while. Let's help you. Go ahead, Robin.
I have a complaint.
Okay, what is
Not
it,
that
Robin?
you could do anything about
I'm
it.
hoping we can. What is it? What is it?
Well, last Thursday I made an appointment with Wells Fargo Bank. You know, you have to make an appointment to go into the lobby, right?
Right.
For 10 o'clock this morning. So I show up 10 minutes to 10, and I call, because they say, call your local bank where you're going, and they'll come and open the door for you. So I call, and it rings, and it rings, and it rings, and nothing. I said, well, maybe I'm early. So I wait a few minutes, and I see people. I'm on the east entrance, and people are going out of the west entrance. And I says, well, what the hell?
Yeah.
Nobody can come and say anything.
So anyway, what happened?
So I call. Well, I kept calling. Finally, about 14 people had appointments all waiting out there. And I called the 1-800 number. Of course, you're on hold half your life. And finally somebody came on and he says, well, they're closed. You need an appointment. And I says, yes, I know. I'm waiting. I have an appointment. By this time, it's 10:15. And he goes, no, they're closed. You know, there's a coronavirus. Things aren't delayed. I said, I had an appointment at 10 o'clock. And he says, yes, hold on. So he puts me on hold again. Then he comes back on. There was an outbreak of the coronavirus at that branch.
Oh.
And I said, well, I'll go to another branch. All the Wells Fargo in Colorado are closed.
I didn't know that.
Drive-throughs, everything.
I didn't know that. Are you sure they're still closed?
They're closed. I was there this morning at 10 o'clock. And they don't know when they'll reopen.
Well, can you blame them, though, if they had an outbreak?
No, wait. No, I don't care about that. I'm sympathetic to that.
You're just saying you should have been notified.
Yeah, they ask for your phone number when you.
No, you're right, Robin. Listen, I don't. How can I fault you? I guess you're right, Robin. What do you do? You should be able to be notified. I don't know what else to tell you. And your complaint's duly noted. I don't think there's anything we can do about it. But now, Kathy, this used truck sale bothers me. What I'm seeing here, your son bought a truck. Tell me what's going on, Kathy.
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
Yeah, my son bought a truck from Booth Motors, and he
What's
paid
the name of the
$900.
motors? What's the name of the place?
Booth. B-O-O-T-H.
Like a phone booth, right? Okay. Okay.
Exactly.
Booth Motors, where is it?
Longmont.
Oh, my God. Why is Longmont filled with scumbags? Anyway, what happened when he went to Booth Motors?
So anyway, he bought a used truck.
Yeah.
He thought he was buying it as is. They would not give him tags. They told him because he found it on Craigslist, they were dealing with a third party. So he thought that was fishy,
wait a
but
minute,
he went
wait a
ahead
minute,
and bought it.
He found it on Craigslist, but it was at Booth Motors.
Correct.
And he went to Booth Motors to buy it.
Correct.
And when he went to Booth Motors to buy it, he was buying it as is, right?
Correct.
Okay. So did he get a bill of sale?
Yes, he did. He got a dealer's bill of sale for a motor vehicle.
And what happened? What's the problem?
The problem is we went to the motor vehicle place today. You have to have an appointment, so you have to wait. And he cannot get a title or tag.
Why?
Because they're saying that he bought it as a towaway.
Who is saying that?
Booth Motors.
Okay, is that written anywhere on the bill of sale?
It is not.
Well, listen, a towaway is a very, very specific problem. And here's what they do: towaways for people that want to fix a car up, or they want to just part it out. It's called a towaway. It's a legal way to sell a car that doesn't pass emissions. So, but it has to be noted towaway. They can't just say it after the fact. So nowhere in the paperwork does it say towaway.
It does not, Tom. It says all used cars sold as is with no warranty expressed or implied.
Okay, but that still means that it has to pass emissions. As crazy as that sounds, all as-is transactions means it has to pass emissions. But did he get a 3-day coupon to go get it tested?
No.
Okay. See,
he didn't even get that.
Deputy Doc, we should call this guy. You know why? Because they're going to say it was a towaway, and we clearly show it on the information or not. So can we get copies of that paperwork?
And then I'll call
yes. Can I?
Yeah, Daphne will tell you how to get it to us. What's that?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
hold on.
I just needed.
Hold on. Daphne, talk to her. And let's get a copy of whatever this kid signed. They're saying it's a towaway. That's legal. It's legal and it's fine if he knew about it. You can't sell it as is and then a few days later, if it doesn't pass emissions, say, oh, by the way, that was a towaway. Oh, yeah, that one was a towaway. No, this one's fine. That one's a towaway. You can't designate it after the sale. So they have to have some kind of proof they sold it as a towaway, I would think. I mean, so they can't just say it. So we'll give this to Deputy Doc. Did you do the follow-up you had on the...
No, you didn't ask me.
Yeah, let's do that follow-up right now. Tell us what's going on. You had something done.
Okay. We had a lady who called up, had painting done by Overcoat Painting.
Right, and she said the paint job itself was fine, but later on she saw paint damage, overspray,
on the rug,
and other stuff. Right.
I spoke to the owner.
And pillows.
His name is Greg Bybee. He said that she's mistaken, that they went over it with her on their hands and knees, examined the rug, and there was no splatter. And
what is
she said that he said that he has copies of texts she sent him saying, what a great job, excellent paint job. And she is saying that he's lying. She's saying that he's saying that there was no paint, and that apparently she got a free gallon of paint from Sherman-Williams, and he thinks she may have spilled it on the rug. So basically, it's a he said, she said.
Oh.
And
he's not denying there's paint there. He's saying he didn't do it.
no, he's saying that when they went over it on their hands and knees, there was no paint.
You mean
there
at
was no
the end?
paint at the end of the job.
Then after that, she must have spilled paint.
That's what he's implying.
What did she do with the paint? Do you know?
She said nothing. She said she just got a gallon of paint, never opened it. And she said she has videotape of the fact that he didn't cover the furniture properly. So it's a he said, she said.
But he's not going to do anything.
He's not going to do anything because he went over, he said, well, on their hands and knees, they inspected everything.
I wonder if Zero Res has a way of getting out any dried paint. If it's latex, it should be able to come out. I'd love to ask them if we get a chance here, Daff, to help her out at least. Alex has a tax question we'll come back to right after this, and then we'll get Larson Tax Relief to address it. Then Cal's got a very strange problem, almost sounds like a movie, coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Clear. 1 minute.
Well, you know what? If he has snakes in the garage, I bet he doesn't have a mice problem.
Doesn't have what?
He doesn't have a mouse problem.
Denver. Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
There are a couple of situations getting around the metro area, starting off in Henderson. There's a fuel spill accident southbound Highway 85.
Does Trump ever get tired of people coming after
Construction
him?
happening northbound Federal, approaching Mississippi. That's causing slowing from Florida Avenue. More road work is happening eastbound 6th Avenue, approaching Union. The two left lanes are shut down. Traffic there is going.
Do you think he ever gets tired of people coming after him?
I think he loves it. I think he likes it too.
What's that?
I think he likes the conflict.
Yeah, I got it, man. Got it. And it's long or short? Thanks.
These are challenging times, and Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. All right, here we go. Who need mortgage assistance? Contact their team 24/7 at rocketmortgage.com. From their home to yours, the team at Rocket Mortgage is with you. Visit rocketmortgage.com.
Do you know what I love about Fix-It 24/7? It's a company you can trust for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And for $39, they will send a licensed and insured and bonded tech to your home, whether it be a plumber, an electrician, or an HVAC tech, to check out the problem. They will give you a full diagnostic for just $39. If you have the work done, they credit you the $39, so there is no call charge. And remember, they quote everything up front, and they offer 100% satisfaction guarantee. FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3939. Thanks.
Social isolation during this COVID-19 pandemic, triggering your drug and alcohol use.
Do you know what I noticed? The news shows, listen to this, like CBS Sunday Morning and different news shows, they're all still talking, and everybody's wearing this, and everybody's at home, and they're talking as if the whole country is still in lockdown. And they're doing funny stories about, week 5 or week 8 or week whatever it is, and they're all like, they're not like in touch with America, because they're like, it's too concentrated on New York. Do you know what I mean? Like, New York is still shut down big time.
Right.
Like,
right.
they're still closed.
Michigan's shut down still.
But in their homes still. But what I'm saying is their stories are outdated. You don't identify with
right, and they should say which ones are. This is from New York.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the guy does. You know how it used to be funny about what they're doing in captivity or whatever, and they'd have funny stories about their kids and what they're going crazy. That stuff isn't playing anymore. People are tired of it. Don't you think?
Oh, I agree.
I mean, it's like, fuck, don't tell me that. I don't want to hear anymore. And they just keep going on and on and on.
Even though it didn't really affect. So Booth didn't affect me very much. The Colorado.
On reviews here, they only have a 2-star rating. They got tons on Yelp. They got tons of 1-star reviews on Motors.
This Boost Motors doesn't look good.
No.
Hey, I couldn't even call you. It was busy. I don't. Oh, okay.
If you go to Yelp, they're terrible.
Boost Motors is terrible. I tell you what, Longmont is terrible for
Why
cars.
is it?
I don't
It's
know.
like they all gathered there.
That's right.
Do you see this? Antifa is not an interconnected or unified organization, a movement without a hierarchy leadership structure. Just multiple autonomous groups and individuals. So how do they even know when they're doing stuff?
I wonder if it's some kind of underground.
And they all have, well, they have like their sticker is the same.
There's got to be something.
I think it's an underground.
They say there's no organization.
Tom, you know what Antifa does? When they go to these marches, they all wear face masks and carry weapons. They don't even have the guts to show.
Who do they even talk to then when they want to hear about it?
If you want to learn how to make money in the stock
They just don't.
The Trivia Group Show, Sundays at 3, or call 888-646.
Like when they have an activity.
Are you saying Antifa should have a hierarchy and become better?
I'm not saying shit. I'm saying that this is Wikipedia saying they're not organized.
I bet you there's underground organization.
Fucking spell it. How do you spell Antifa?
Antifa. Hey,
They got some kind of podcast.
AOC likes Antifa.
Does she really?
Hey Mark, if you want to see what they do, just Google Antifa/Portland, and you'll see what kind of maniacs these Antifa people are. They want to kill cops. They want to have no laws, and they think that somehow anarchy is going to be to their benefit. So someone has to say, you know, if there's no cops, what happens if I come up and put a bullet in your head?
Oh, they're. But I bet you they do have some type of underground.
Well, they probably in contact with each other like a group, but there's no leadership.
They say there's no organization.
Right.
It's just autonomous people and groups. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter,
303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. So let's talk. I think this is weird, this one. Cal's got snakes. Cal, you got snakes in your garage? Is that what I'm hearing?
Not in my garage. The daughter has snakes.
Okay, in her garage.
Trouble getting someone to come out and to remove it.
But hold on, just one snake in a garage?
There may be more than one.
Okay, and how are they getting in, do you know?
They're in there already.
But you don't know how they got in?
We don't sure how they got in. I don't know how long they've been there. All I know is she's a garter snake, a venomous snake. She just needs to get rid of it.
And how big is it? Or that, you know?
It's a fairly good size one. I'm going to say it's bigger than a normal garter snake.
Well, is it as round as a hot dog?
Yeah, larger than that.
Wow, really? Okay.
It's a size hot dog or a little larger, like a summer sausage probably.
As long as it's not a rattlesnake, it's probably either a female garter snake or a bull snake.
Yeah, but
both of which are harmless.
Yeah, obviously.
We don't know what it is.
And if you don't know, you don't mess with it, right? Okay.
But it's not rattling, is it, Cal?
Well, supposedly.
Bull snake will rattle.
A rattle-like sound from the snake.
There are some snakes that rattle that aren't rattlers, though.
Exactly. Bull snakes will rattle.
Who do we have?
Black Widow.
Does Black Widow do it? Have you looked him up?
I just tried to call, and he is not available at the moment.
Let's see if we can get a hold of him, Cal, though, and you may want to hire Black Widow exterminators to come over. And we'll find out. So hang on, or we'll call you back. 303-713-TALK. Anna co-signed on a home, she said. Go ahead, Anna.
I think she dropped off. Sorry about
Okay.
that, Tom.
By the way, her question was about she co-signed on a home that was being foreclosed on. By the way, that foreclosure will be on her record as well, just so she knows. And that sucks. Now, Alex, what's your tax question, Alex?
Hey, Tom, I owe about $50,000 in personal debt and $145,000 in federal taxes. I need to file bankruptcy.
The 145 in taxes. Tell me about that. How long has that been?
It's been going on since 2007.
Was it 145,000 from back then, or did it grow?
It grew.
So, in other words, is it from 1 year, from 5 years, from a sale? What is it from?
No, so I had a business and I never paid the taxes on it.
For how long?
But it's done after 10 years.
Yeah, but for how long, Alex, did you have your business?
For 6 years.
And when did you stop your business?
Probably about 5 years ago.
Okay, and the tax was due since then? Here's what I'm getting at. Here's what I'm getting at. Mark jumped in with some 10-year statute. What I'm talking about is this, and Michael Plantanga with Larson will explain this. The reason we want to know when taxes were incurred is because certain taxes drop off. It doesn't all drop off, and it doesn't all stay on, but certain taxes drop off.
Everything drops off.
So, Michael, could you tell us about the different stages of taxes?
Yes, for 1040 income taxes, Tom, you have to be the one to have filed the tax return, and the debt has to be at least 3 years old.
And what happens after 3 years?
Fraud. One more time.
What happens after 3 years if you file the tax?
Well, if he's looking to file bankruptcy to get out of those income taxes, is that the question, Tom?
Yeah, I just need to know, when you file your tax and you have tax due, what is the 3-year mark? What is that indicative of?
To eliminate a tax debt, the tax return must have originally been due at least 3 years before you filed for bankruptcy. So you can't file an 1040 and file bankruptcy and expect to get out of that tax debt.
What if you don't file, Michael? What if you don't file?
If you don't file the return?
Yeah.
Then you won't qualify for bankruptcy. To qualify for a bankruptcy, generally you have to be current on all your filings.
Okay, but as far as the IRS ability to collect, Mark mentioned a 10-year statute of limitations. What is he talking about?
What Mark is talking about is that once a tax return is filed with a balance owed, the IRS will issue a notice of balance due. Generally, 10 years from the date that balance due notice is first issued, the IRS has to collect. After that 10-year mark, the balance is forgiven.
Right, but here's what the key point of this is. It's if the tax has been filed. Is that right, Michael? I don't hear anybody. Michael?
You're still on. I don't know where he went.
Hold on. We can only have one at a time. Michael, are you there still?
You should be.
I am right here.
Okay. What happens if you never file a tax return and yet you would have owed taxes from cap gains or income or something? You would have owed taxes, but they're older than 10 years old, but you never filed.
Well, if the IRS filed a return for you, that 10-year time frame still goes into effect. And
what if they didn't file for you? That's what I'm getting at. What if nothing was ever done, you escaped the system, and now they do them for you, but it's older than 10 years, or you do them and it's older than 10 years to file for bankruptcy? Does it count from the time you file or from the time the taxes would have been due?
No, from the time you file, Tom. For a bankruptcy, the tax debt has to be at least 3 years old.
Right, but what is the 10-year? They can't collect after 10 years. You know, there's two kinds of things. There's 3 years for a bankruptcy, and what is the 10-year statute of limitations? I'm just trying to differentiate if there is any. Does that mean 10 years after you filed and a tax would have been done, or simply 10 years after the tax is due?
10 years after the tax is due. The clock starts on the first notice the IRS issues the taxpayer saying, you owe us this much for this year.
Okay.
The 10-year clock starts that day.
But they don't issue a notice unless you file or they file, right?
Absolutely correct, Tom.
So I'm wondering, the reason I'm asking this and going through this, is it almost sometimes better not to go back and file if it's 10 years?
Yes, that can be a gamble. Generally with my clients, if it's over 7 years, I'll advise them not to file unless they've been required to do so.
Okay. So the 10-year, if they don't collect in 10 years and you have a file returned by you or by them, they can't collect on it any longer. And
there's some caveats to that, though.
What is
In other words, let's say you filed in 2009 and then you modified that year's taxes a year later. The clock would start over.
It's okay. So it's from the time you when the taxes are due, right, Michael? So if you
right, but there's some things that can pause the clock, Tom, such as certain appeals or filing an offer. But generally, it's a 10-year time span.
Okay. But as far as bankruptcy, I didn't realize this. If you file a tax return and you can wait 3 years and file a bankruptcy and those taxes will go away?
Right. So long
got a break soon.
Is at least 3 years old. And you cannot have committed fraud or any willful evasion.
Well, does the IRS make sure that they always at least keep it alive so that 3 years doesn't happen?
I don't follow your question.
Here's
Tom.
what I'm saying.
I don't
If the IRS only has 3 years, you're telling me if they don't collect that tax in 3 years after you filed and it's due, someone can go bankrupt. Does the IRS do anything to make sure that doesn't happen, or do they often drop the ball?
Oftentimes the IRS will drop the ball, but there's no proactive step that the IRS will take in that time frame to ensure that a taxpayer cannot declare bankruptcy out of those 1040 taxes.
So the good news for taxpayers, it's not good news for, I guess, the rest of us or for the IRS, but the good news for a delinquent taxpayer is if you file for bankruptcy, you're going to get out of all your past taxes 3 years and older.
Only 1040s.
Yeah. That's a big deal.
Mark is correct. It's just 1040s. And there's a couple
got a break soon.
that apply, but generally that is correct. Yes, Tom.
That's a big deal. I mean, that is a really big deal that if someone has back taxes, they filed, they're 3 years old, the IRS hasn't started a collection action, you can file for bankruptcy and get rid of them, so long as you didn't commit fraud. I mean, I don't think
our caller is probably payroll.
Anyway, we're going to ask it. He can talk about his specific problem right after this. I got to take a break.
Clear.
See, I didn't understand all that. I thought they all.
And Century RV in like 50 seconds.
I thought they all had to be
10
years. I didn't know 3 years was that easy. I mean, that's no time at all.
Well, 1040, yeah. But what constitutes fraud, though? Not filing your taxes?
What did you say is coming up? Century and Fuller, right? Yeah, got it.
It's going to be backed up from Indiana. Denver weather, a thunderstorm later this afternoon, a high getting up to
Man, it's not hard to get out of it in bankruptcy.
Also tonight with a low down towards 62, and tomorrow periods of sun and 80.
I didn't think.
Right now it is sunny and 90.
I thought it was a 10-year thing.
It just doesn't sound like that long of a problem.
These are challenge.
All right, 10 seconds, pull it all short, Century RV short.
Is prepared to help. If you need mortgage assistance, contact their team 24/7 at rocketmortgage.com. From their home to yours, the team at Rocket Mortgage is with you. Visit rocketmortgage.com.
John Fuller is the attorney we recommend for personal injuries because you can call him at any time and ask a question like, This just happened. What do I do? You don't have to go to your brother-in-law or a cousin. Get it from a real attorney who deals with this every day, someone friendly enough to answer all of your questions free of charge. Now, once you consult, if you decide to hire him, if he thinks it's a good fit, he'll let you know. And then you're only charged a percentage of what he collects for you. PersonalInjuryCO.com. 303-597-4500. So, it's beautiful. And guess what Mark's been doing? He's been getting away in his motorhome. You know where he got that motorhome? SentryRV.com. You can too, new and used, and they have low prices on America's #1 selling camper trailers, Cougar. And plus they have incredible discounts on the latest ultra lightweight technology called Kodiak. SentryRV.com, 2 locations out West Lakewood, up north at the 240 exit. Call for details, 303-453-1111 or SentryRV.com.
Right now, all right, you're good. So many hardships, the government has extended the IRS filing deadline. You can't ignore your tax debt forever. Perfect Tax Relief can help. Call 855-930.
But I'll bet you they say not filing your taxes is fraud.
The IRS can seize your bank
Don't
account,
you think?
garnish your wages, even
I don't know.
No. Then they're not excused. It has to be filed at 3 years old. It has to be filed. And so if you file and you owe a bunch of money and you wait 3 years, you can do a bankruptcy if they haven't collected. That to me is way. I'll bet you a lot of people don't know that.
So then, I agree. So
I'll
then
bet
what
you a
they're
lot
saying is try to delay.
I just think a lot of people don't know it.
No, I didn't. I thought it was a 10-year thing.
That's why most of us use accountants.
Call now for a free consultation at 855-930-4707. That's 855-930-4707. These days, being a small business means navigating uncertainty in a constantly changing situation. So if you're looking for one trusted source that will keep you informed daily, visit the iHeartRadio Small Business Crisis Resource. There you'll find small business resources
Yes.
to help you get through this.
Trump unleashes on governors.
You'll also see stories
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it.
I would say it should be more mayors, but governors too. The Minnesota governor, he mobilized the National Guard and then didn't give them orders.
Yeah, why do you do that?
I know, because he's weak.
Who's that?
Yep,
The governor, you mean?
the governor of Minnesota.
Yeah.
Mobilized the National Guard but didn't give them orders what to do. I really do think the Minneapolis mayor is really the weak one. I know
Well, if you look at the mayor in Portland or Spokane, Washington,
LA,
federal prosecutions usually take up federal tools here. The crimes are different. You would be charged with protesters run wild.
I've heard that before about the Oregon
police. It's crazy. The police under First Amendment jurisprudence, which guarantees the right to assemble peacefully.
No, I've heard that.
The police have the obligation.
They don't do anything, and they haven't done
It's a
anything.
nightmare for the police. A, to protect those who are being lawful. B, to remove from the group those who are engaged in violence. And C, to get evidence against those people. So they may get somebody who threw a Molotov cocktail.
Again, I think you better do it.
But if they don't have evidence,
Let me tell you, the
actually
National
did it, he's not
Guard
gonna be
are made up of a bunch of, just like the Army Reserves, are made up of a bunch of, at least when I was in there, very poorly trained people.
So it could be worse.
I think so. I mean, remember Kent State.
Denver's talk station, available on over 2,000 devices.
Yep.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so Alex, we kind of monopolize your time, so I want you to ask your question directly. Bottom line, though, I want people to know, this is, to me, enlightening. If you filed taxes, and any of those taxes due, you did not pay, and they're more than 3 years old, you can include them in a bankruptcy. That's huge. Alex, what's your question for Michael Plantanga with Larson Tax Relief? Go ahead. Alex, are you there? I wonder, guys, do you know if he's there or not?
Yeah, he should be there. Sorry, I thought you said Michael.
Alex.
Michael.
I'm sorry, Alex. You have a tax question we never let you get to. Go ahead.
So from 2006 to 2016, I was self-employed. I never paid taxes. I'm trying to do a bankruptcy. So that's what I'm trying to do.
But you never filed those taxes either, right?
No, I filed the taxes. I just never paid.
And so go ahead, Michael Plantanga.
One other thing I wanted to add, Tom, there's something called the 240-day rule, and that means that the income tax debt must have been assessed by the IRS at least 240 days before you file the bankruptcy. So that's an important additional.
What does assessment mean?
You just laid out before a moment ago.
What if you file your tax and it shows on that line taxes due? Is that an assessment?
No, the assessment is when you receive the first notice of balance due. That's the assessment.
Well, can't the IRS be a smartass about it and just never send that out until they know you're thinking about bankruptcy?
I guess they could, but I can't really see a realistic time where that would happen.
Is it likely if he filed back in those years, what years, Alex?
16.
16 was the latest. Is it likely he would have gotten an assessment by now?
Yeah, I would say it's likely. I just don't know whether or not it would have been at least 3 years ago.
Okay, so Alex, if your assessment was done more than 3 years ago, you can include it in your bankruptcy. If that's what you're asking.
If it's 1040.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's what he's talking about, federal tax. So, Alex, I hope that answers your question. And then Mick has a comment in a little while, but we have to take a break, and we'll come back with more. So please stay on the line. We will take all of your calls, 303-713-TALK.
When you're clear.
Into debt, it can be a little bit at a time, but it can quietly build up. And the high interest rates tied to some of your credit cards or personal loans can cost you a lot of money, but it doesn't have to be this way. Hey guys, it's Ross Kaminsky, and if you're a homeowner, you can refinance any high-interest debt into your mortgage at a much lower rate, creating up to maybe $1,000 a month in monthly savings, maybe more.
I bet some of his taxes in 1040, by the way.
What's that, did you say?
I bet some of his taxes are 1040 because he's self-employed.
With customizable plans starting at $17.48 a month, I can easily choose a plan that fits my needs.
Oh, you don't think he paid? That's a good question.
Okay, but the main deal is going to be his income tax. That's what he was asking about. I mean, we can address each and every detail, but it's not for the radio show. I mean, he just wants to know what to do with the bankruptcy. And I think Michael made it pretty clear it was only the income tax.
I'm surprised that they didn't go after him more.
I'm surprised he hasn't been collected already, like seized during the year.
Well, there's some people that slip through the
What's that?
If he was self-employed, he's not going to have any bank accounts in his name.
Yeah.
The house could be in the spouse's, or he has no house.
Yeah.
Other city leaders and some Democratic lawmakers also urging the president to tone down his rhetoric. Donna Brazil is the former DNC interim chair for the Fox News contributor. She joins us now live. Good morning, Donna.
I can hardly hear you because the monitor's too loud. Okay, I can hear you there. Go.
What are your thoughts this morning after a very long weekend about how you want to see America feel?
Oh my God!
What was that again?
Hong Kong is spraying that protesters would die so they can arrest them later.
Wow.
Wait a minute. This woman, Brazil, wasn't she found lying?
Yeah, she was found lying. No, she gave
discussion points.
She gave the questions to Hillary before the debate.
But then lied about it that she did not.
Right.
So she's on still?
Yeah, she's on.
She's now a Republican.
No, she's not.
She left the Democratic Party, I thought.
Oh, no. She's on. No. She might have left the Democratic Party. She's not Republican. She's like their anti. You know, Fox has tried to have both. She's the left.
We want to have a nation
No.
that is truly reflective of all of us. Everybody in this country, their lives must be valued. Secondly, Ed, we want to understand that when people are hired to protect and serve racism or any other form of bigotry, but working together with my brothers and sisters, with my friends, my family, my co-workers, we can all solve this. We can make this a better nation, a nation that is truly reflective of the people. And shut down businesses, especially grocery stores during a pandemic.
She's the former chairman of the Democratic Party.
Yes, that's when she did it.
An injustice.
She was chairman of the Democrat when she gave Hillary the question.
And she worked Look at what they're doing.
She just recently come to
ask themselves, is this going to help change the behavior, change the systems that we want to be addressed, destroy each other?
Yesterday, the one before that was what House Democrats, she said, Democratic leaders saying.
First of all, let's understand that it's not just incumbent upon Democrats to be better, something that we can all hope for. We have one president. Only one. We have 100 senators, 50 governors, 435 members of Congress, and thousands of mayors for one President of the United States, and he must speak for all of us.
Right, but there are also key Democratic leaders in Congress, like Pelosi and Schumer, and you would expect that they would call out the looting.
I'm not doing it.
You know, if you want to but I want to end it in the last minute we have on what I promised to do.
Let me tell you, it doesn't sound like pepper spray is nearly what CS is like. And I've never had pepper spray, but CS is freaking bad.
What should he do?
Hey, did you see what they were doing there? Pretty cool. I mean, if you look at what they did, they took those orange cones, and when they would throw a CS grenade on it, they'd put it over the grenade.
Listen to what she says here, guys. You got to listen to this. Ready? Okay, ready?
Denver police were called to a hospital this morning. He's my president, Dad.
He's not my president.
He's my president. He's my president.
He's my president. Just like Barack Obama, George Bush. I can go all the way back to John F. Kennedy when I was born in the segregated South. He's my president. And because he holds the office that we all hold in high 16, speak to our pain.
Most people say, if you did a survey, I'll bet you most Democrats and conservatives say he's not my president.
No, Democrats and liberals.
That's what happens. He's not my president.
Yeah. Which is very stupid. In fact, the first ones that came out and said that were what was that girl band against Bush?
That was that's what she said about Bush.
A country, right? She said that was the first time I had really heard that.
Man, they took a hit.
They did. What was it? It was a girl country band, right?
I remember exactly.
And she did it overseas. They were overseas, and they said that they were. But she said Bush is not their president. No, I know, but who was that girl? It was a girl band. It was country western. I think it was a whole
Dixie Chicks.
Dixie Chicks. There you go. Yep. That's multiple girls. That's not.
I know it. Yeah. It really did.
Yeah.
It did him in.
Okay. Tom, come up.
Okay,
I got it.
We'll talk about it Tuesday morning at 7:05 here on 630 KHOW. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. Just put Tom in the promo code, get 25% off. RealCBDThatWorks.com. What's on your mind? We've been talking taxes and what's due and what's not due. And I don't think the guy's still on. He just wanted to know what he could do about bankruptcy. And I'm going to let Michael just finish up and clarify, okay? And again, we're only talking about 1040 taxes, not payroll and not unemployment, or Social Security or disability, whatever it is. We're talking about only 1040 income tax. So, Michael, again, those who are considering bankruptcy, what taxes can go away?
Income taxes can go away where the debt is at least 3 years old and the IRS assessed the balance at least 240 days before they file.
All right. Now, and then they file a bankruptcy and those taxes are gone. But in order to do a bankruptcy, you said all filings must be up to date.
Generally, yes. You have to be current on your filings in order for a bankruptcy court to accept the filing.
Okay.
Of the bankruptcy.
Again, Larson Tax Relief they're helping people. The IRS is in full swing, Michael?
Yes, they are. And enforcement begins next month in July, Tom.
All right. So if you need help, 844-LARSON-TAX or Larson, that's Larson, LarsonTaxRelief.com. We'll call you back if we get any more questions. Thank you. Kathy, what's going on with you, Kathy?
I was just wondering, Tom, if you get unemployment and then you get your stimulus every 2 weeks and you go back to work for a couple of days or 20 hours a week, do you still get the $600?
We talked about that.
I'm sorry.
Well, no, not today. We talked about that. I'm trying to recall what was said. If you get unemployment and your stimulus, you're supposed to cut it off when you work. If you work at least, 32 hours? And you're supposed to cut it.
She'll qualify for partial benefits.
Wait a minute.
Partial of the
Hold on. Mark, partial unemployment?
Yeah, if she goes back, my understanding was if she goes back part-time, she won't get as much as she was before, but she will get partial benefits.
Okay,
I do not know if that includes the $600 from the feds.
That's for part-time, right? But that's not for full-time. If you work over a certain amount of time, you just lose all unemployment. And that was the issue everyone was having with the unemployment, on people being paid more to stay home. But you know what we can do, Kathy? We can ask our contact, when is he going to come on? Do you know, Daphne? We're going to get him on this week, I hope.
Do you know, he is so slammed right now, it may be a little bit.
Okay, but we usually have him on once a week. Could you just take Kathy's info and then we can also get a definitive answer for her? Okay, John, what's going on with you, John? Welcome.
Hey, Tom. Basically, long story short, I just found out recently my job is taking out of my check for 401k, and I don't remember ever signing up for that, and I don't know too much about 401ks.
Well, a 401k is a retirement plan. The money is taken out, and you're not taxed on the money they take out. And then some companies, most companies, have what's called a match. So if they take out $5, they throw in $5, and it grows tax-free. You can borrow from it through your life, or when you retire, or at 59 and a half, you can take it out without penalty. You just pay the tax on it. So, John, if you did not sign up for it, just ask for an accounting, a statement, and draw the money out. And what you'll do is there'll be a 10% penalty, and you'll pay the tax on it. And, I mean, that's really the bottom line. Just get your money back. The only problem is, if you truly never signed up for it, and they did it anyway, you're not going to really be hurt if they're matching. Because if they're matching, then even with the 10% penalty, you'll come out ahead anyway, so it won't hurt you. Where it would hurt you is if they're not matching and they signed you up for it. That would be a terrible thing, because then your money, even though it wasn't taxed, is now subject to a penalty. So, how old are you?
37.
Okay. Do you know how long they've been taking it out?
Well, about 6 months, I want to say, because we switched over to a different payroll company.
Okay. And do you know, are they matching or not?
Yes, I believe so, yes. It looks like they are in my stubs.
How long you been working there?
about 2 years now.
Okay, it's a simple matter of getting an account statement, and then let's figure it out. I mean, it's your money, John. You don't have to participate. Even if you joined, you can quit.
Perfect. Thank you.
So just ask HR for the enrollment papers and where you get a statement, and then call us back. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's talk about your problems, questions, and complaints. Remember, we were talking about some pretty incredible stuff on this show, like Renew Home Innovations that gave away that bathroom and that shower for that woman was wonderful. We talked to some other people that did some stuff, and this show gets directly involved. So if you know people who need help directly during these troubled times, please call us. Eva, what's going on with you?
Hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing good. What's going on with this service thing here? Yeah?
Yeah, so I had a great nanny job before coronavirus. I was working for 2 different families, driving the kids, lots of car seats, lots of errands. So I purchased a new vehicle, an SUV, for this job. I ended up losing my job as a result of corona because nannies couldn't be in and out of households with kids and whatnot. So now I have this new car, and I took out a service contract. It took out about $5,000, added onto the financing, and I really need to get out of this car now. I just can't afford it. I'm trying to go back to work, and the job market is just so competitive, and I'm having a hard time getting a job, so I'm just concerned about making my car payment.
Hey, Eva, did you say $5,000 was added to your loan for this service contract?
It's the service contract, and I was
How
trying
much
to
was the
figure out
car?
if there was any benefit, from the service contract. I really don't even understand.
But hold on a second. How much was the vehicle?
It's a $50,000 Cadillac SUV.
Okay, and the $5,000 service contract, you can get out of that. Usually,
Yes.
there's a prorated refund.
Okay.
Well, as long as it was cancelable, it's all going to be in the agreement you signed.
So, Eva,
I'm allowed to cancel that.
yeah, in most of them you are, but I want to know something. What about the car itself? Did you lease it or buy it?
I bought it, and that's the other thing I need your advice on is now that I'm really unsure about work and that I'm going to be able to get 2 jobs again that were paying as well as they were, I'm just really, really concerned about the job market now, and I just can't afford this car, so now I need to try to either sell it or get out of it.
Yeah, but you may have paid too much. Don't ever let anyone assume that loan. Don't ever, no matter how attractive it sounds, it'll really come back to bite you in the ass. But how did you put any money down?
I put $2,000 down.
Okay, how much do you owe?
I owe $55 right now.
And what year is it?
With the service contract. It's a 2019.
Yeah, it sounds like you overpaid on that one, but I mean...
You're going to have to come to the table with cash to sell it.
Yeah, you're going to have a problem trying to sell it because...
So where do I even go to sell it?
But you see, here's the deal. When we just said you may have to come to with cash to sell it, are you willing to do that? Because if you are, then don't do it. Then just put the cash down on the loan and refinance it. I mean, if you have enough cash to make it a viable sale, then why bother going through that and losing the money when you can put it down on the vehicle and simply keep it and make your payments lower? What are your monthly payments?
Okay.
What are your monthly payments? How much?
$808, and I'm on deferment until September.
And how much do you want to? How much could you afford on a payment with normal job?
I mean, right now my savings is at about $4,000, and that's emergency savings. And I've just been really discouraged by.
Oh goodness!
Trying to find work.
I don't know what to do. You know, you're going to have a problem. You will. I mean, what you could do sometimes with the 0% financing, if anybody has it. Now listen carefully. You can, I don't normally recommend this, but let's say you have you're going to have negative equity in this, okay?
Right.
So let's say you cancel the service contract. And, was that part of the money you owed? So let's say you have a negative of $10,000. Let's just say it. You take and go and get 0% interest on a car and roll that into it and then stretch it out as far as you can, like 7 years, that might be a way to do it. Again, that's if you can get interest-free money and roll the negative equity into the next car.
And if she qualifies it.
Yeah, you'd have to qualify. It would possibly lower your payment, but Eva, it's just not. Oh, it's
I
not.
got totally taken. I mean, just totally clueless. My fault. Not, it was ignorance on my part of just.
But
not
why a
knowing
Cadillac SUV did you get?
It was the safety features because I was working for really high-end families, and they, it got me the job to have a new car that was safe. And when you're in Cherry Creek, it was just kind of, and it was just stupid on my part. I made a huge mistake, and now I'm just trying to, lower the burden of the hit that I'm going to take on this.
Did you get unemployment?
Not yet. I've just been trying to find work as quickly. I mean.
Yeah, but Eva, you should have applied even if you were not W-2, you would be entitled to unemployment because you lost that work.
What kind of work is it?
Nanny.
I'm nanny.
And were you a gig worker, or did they W-2 you?
No, I was through payroll, like a legitimate payroll.
Man, so go and file for unemployment. Can she get retroactive if she files now, guys? Yeah. Do you know? Yes? Deputy Doc says you can get retroactive. Eva, you need to file for unemployment, at least to help you replenish your savings.
And then...
and you get the extra $600 a week as well.
And how does the $600 a week work?
It's sent to you from the federal government, then regular unemployment is sent to you from the state. It really could put you in an okay situation, at least for a while.
Yeah, and I guess my other thing is, too, I really am trying to get back to work. I just had no idea that the job market was going to be it's just overwhelming because there's so much competition for me.
But people had jobs before. I mean, it's not like... why aren't they going back to their old jobs?
Because they're working from home, so they don't need a nanny. Yeah. If the mom is at home.
No, but that's not what she was saying. Eva was saying that there are too many people competing for jobs. Are you finding less nanny jobs?
I'm finding very, very few, and I thought it would be the opposite because it's summer, and normally people are hiring nannies for the summer at least. But I'm just applying everywhere I can.
Eva, I want you to leave your name and number with us, and I'm right after this. I want you to hold on, because I want you to talk about who you are and what you offer, and see if anybody listening needs a qualified nanny or assistant that you can help with. Hang on. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. We're taking your calls at 303-713-TALK.
I know. Why? Yeah. So I just looked it up. She could have bought a $20,000 Hyundai or Subaru that's just as safe.
But she was in a nanny in Cherry Creek.
Doesn't matter.
I know.
What the hell is she doing?
Yeah.
I'm with you, Mark. She has no right.
I think she should try to sell it on her own. Sell it to a private dealer. Not dealer.
Let's talk about Art of Granite. If you want countertops and you want them in just 2 weeks, all you have to do is contact Art of Granite. From the time you select your materials, you can have them in 2 weeks. TheArtofGranite.com is the website. TheArtofGranite.com. Wholesale, because they are direct stone importers on all materials, whether it be granite or quartz or any natural stone. And then, of course, they do the bathroom free when you have the kitchen done. Haul out and tear away is free. Tear out and haul away is free. Call for a price on the phone. 303-386-5919. Now let's talk about another place. You may want to send your builder. You may want to go on your own. Or you can do it any way you want. You can have Buy and Build do all the work. They sell, of course, all kinds of stuff for your home improvements, like cabinets and vanities, countertops, sinks and faucets, bath accessories. Check them out, 560 South La Pan. Buy and Build. Troubleshooter.net, 303-295-6022. As I said, you can go there alone for do-it-yourself projects. You can order online, or you can have your contractor do it. 303-295-6022. And then Buy and Build also offers complete installation. Buyandbuild.net.
New innovations dysfunction are exciting, especially when you see them work.
She just said Cadillac SUVs.
SUV, right?
Was it an Escalade?
I don't know, man. I never heard of one that expensive.
An Escalade will be $80,000.
Okay. Well, but she did buy it a year old. It was new a year old though. Yeah, I was just looking at Escalade. So what kind of SUV do they sell besides?
Our practice offers many protocols, and our treatments
I'll look at that. I don't know what they sell.
And please know, our offices are not in hospitals, and we
God, that
always
would just.
follow proper procedures to keep
I know a girl who bought
It's time to treat
a Jeep a few years ago, a very expensive Jeep, and I'll bet you her payments are $800.
They're terrible. I mean, it's amazing.
Why would a lady who's working as a nanny pay $800 a month? It's insane.
Insane.
You'd be shocked.
I am shocked.
I mean, you're right. I mean, I see many things.
You know, if I ever did something like that, my parents would come out of the grave and put me in the grave.
She's
doing something like that.
Probably 30 in her 30s.
The most expensive car I ever owned was a Jeep Cherokee.
I didn't buy a new car until I was 53.
What?
I've never bought a new car until I was 53.
Till when?
I was 53.
Wow.
Oh.
I've always driven used cars.
Get all the quality parts you need.
We bought a Jeep Cherokee because we did a lot of skiing when we first came out here, and they were great cars. But I was a doctor, I could afford it. We paid cash for it.
And that's the other thing, I paid cash for all my cars.
Me too. I've never had a car loan.
$50 or more. Quality parts delivered quickly and safely. That's Napa Know-How.
Except when I bought my first new car, because they give you a $500 discount, and then I paid it off in 2 months.
When I first came out here, they had a cool thing then called the Doctor Ski Patrol. If you spend a weekend in Summit County at one of their ski resorts, acting as a triage doctor.
Oh, really?
You got, for one weekend, they gave you 2 free ski passes for the whole season.
Whoa!
And when you were at the ski resort, you had a beeper. So you could be skiing.
You might not even get called.
And you could not get called, or you get called, triage the guy, and then go back.
You doctors have it made.
What?
You guys doctors have it made.
It was the best deal in the world.
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah.
And we skied, you know, before we had air, we skied a lot. And then when he got to about 5 or 6, we started skiing again.
I got the
Scoop.
Galaxy, Tom.
You have what?
I bought the newest Galaxy.
Oh, cool.
The S20. It's got 100x zoom, but I'm going to send it back. I don't fucking like it.
Holy crap, 100x. Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So what's on your mind? Can we help you? Do you need any help? Eva, she was a double nanny, I guess, and had a good job and bought a Cadillac SUV and a $5,000 service contract. My goodness, now she's having problems meeting those payments. We want to try to find her a job. We can also, of course, help her in other ways, but let's see what she does. Eva, I am positive there are still people in need of a good quality nanny or nanny services or personal assistance. So brag about yourself, and we'll get your name off the air and share it with someone.
I'm 36 now. I have no kids, but I love kids. I'm great with kids. I was with one family for 4 years, and they had 2 young kids when I started and ended up having 2 more during that period. So it was a total of 4 kids, and I was with them for 4 years. It was great. Went off to college, worked for a bunch of different families, all different ages, newborns, high school kids. And my recent job for the last year and a half was just a lot of swimming lessons, errands, you name it, getting kids to and from. and, helping, making sure we're doing fun stuff. I'm doing chores, but they're helping me, little things like separating the colors of the laundry, projects like that. So I love kids. I love working with kids. I love to clean while I'm nannying. I'm a really hard worker, and I'm dependable. I'm just trying to find a good family that needs some help.
All right. And did you say you had 2 jobs last time?
Yes. So I worked for one family from 7 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock at night, and then went to the second family who had 4 kids. So I would leave that job and head over to the second family, and they had 4 kids. So I'd take the 2 young ones to take the 2 older ones to basketball and dance.
How many hours a day did you work?
I worked from 7:30 in the morning till about 11:30 at night.
What? When did you have fun?
My third job, I should say, I'm a DJ, so I DJ for big events, and I do that on the weekends, and I get paid doing it, but it's also kind of my fun. But obviously with Corona, I had all the high school proms booked, and those couldn't happen. So that was kind of a third little loss of income, loss of fun, not being able to go out and, host events because it's just not safe at this time.
Eva, are you single, I take it?
I am not single. I live with my boyfriend.
And he hardly saw you, right?
Yes, this is true.
That's why you had a healthy relationship, maybe.
I have a question, just in general. Hey, Eva, this is nothing with you, but in general, when you get interviewed for a job as a nanny, do people ask nowadays if you know CPR or if you're certified?
An absolutely great question, and I am certified in all of that.
This woman sounds perfect.
I was just curious if people ask that.
What's the going rate to have that 40-hour-a-week nanny you were doing for the first family?
Yeah. Sorry, say that one more time.
What were you being paid for the first family for the going rate for a full daytime nanny?
I got $25 an hour.
God, that is reasonable. Okay, so, and the same for the second nanny, the second family as well?
Yes.
Man, there ought to be people...
And it was all legal.
Nah, there's going to be a lot of competition at that level now.
At $25 an hour?
My God, what's Colorado? 10% unemployment? 15? I don't remember, but it's huge.
Yeah, but okay.
Well,
but Mark, just because people might be out of work doesn't mean they can be a nanny like she can. She's got the experience.
Well, that's true.
If I'm going to hire somebody, I'll hire an experienced person before I hire somebody who just thinks it's a good idea. Eva, really, if people are listening, we're talking about a woman who is energetic. She has no kids of her own. She's experienced nanny with babies all the way up to teens, and she runs them around, CPR certified. She likes to clean when she nannies. She sounds to me like a perfect one. In fact, she's
got a hell of a nice car.
Yes, we would be willing to do the background check for anyone if they want to have her. And give us a call. I'm going to have Daff get her information. See if we can find her a job. And Eva, just so you know, when I talk about a personal assistant, I mean, many times those are the people you want, people who have been nannies because they know how to take care of things. But, that's a big deal nowadays, personal assistants. I don't know if you've ever pursued that. So you may want to consider it. Thanks, Daff, for taking that information. 303-713-TALK. All right, Douglas, what's going on?
Thank you.
Hey.
I'm a long-time listener.
Well, thank you.
Get a chance.
What's going on, man?
Okay, well, about 5 years ago, I left a small company, and I left the 401 there, and it's built up to $7,800. So I decided I might as well go ahead and cash it in. I can use it and put a new roof on the house next year or something like that.
Okay.
Basically, they're going to send it to me. I'm 69 and a half. That doesn't make much difference.
Well, it makes a difference in that you're not going to have a 10% penalty.
Okay, I don't get the penalty. They do take $1,600 right off the top for federal and about $300 for Colorado.
That's only an estimate. That's an estimate.
An estimate, right. So they'll probably send me a check for around $5,800 or something.
Yeah.
Odds are pretty good that I'll get all that taxes back at the end of the year.
I don't know. That's up to your tax picture. I don't know what you are. I don't know what you have for deductions or anything. I mean, most likely, what rate are they taking out? What percent? Are they taking out 10 or 20? 20%. So, what tax bracket are you in? Do you know?
Pretty low. I only get about $18,000 a year.
What tax bracket? What's the lowest tax bracket right now? Well, basically, some people don't pay any federal tax. I mean, so
I think he would fall into that, wouldn't he? I thought under 20,000.
You may get it all back. You may get it all back, Douglas. Who knows? I don't really know. That's a tax question. We can. I don't know. But here's my question: what difference does it make? If you need it, you need it, right?
Right. Rather than tap my bigger 401s that are, up a lot higher, I thought I'd just take this little one.
Well, let me ask you something. How much? Hold on. How much are your other 401s?
I've got one that's about 60 and another one about 120.
Here's another option, and I'm just throwing it out there, not saying you should or should not do it, but it's an option. You can roll it into one of those, the better performing, and then borrow money to do your roof and pay yourself back. I mean, that's just an option.
I thought about that because now that I don't believe I have to take minimum distribution from anything anymore. So
not until you're 70.
I really don't need it.
What's that?
I thought I heard that even then you wouldn't have to.
No. Just this year you don't.
Wait, no. You don't have to do it this year. But most people, with the exception of the pandemic, everyone must take minimum distribution starting at a certain age. And I think it's 70. Isn't it 70, guys? Is it 70?
It was 70 and a half. I don't know.
70 and a half. It might have raised, but yeah, you have to. But how old are you now?
69 and a half.
Yeah, so eventually, you will have to take minimum distribution.
Okay, I guess I heard some bad information that they'd stop that.
They did for this year, sir.
Okay.
They did it for this year. For those who didn't need it this year and or didn't want it, they were allowing you to let it build up because of the the pandemic. They made a lot of special exceptions.
I see that, yeah. Well, it hasn't.
His tax rate, by the way, will probably be about 12%.
Okay. So you pay 12% of the 78. So that, most likely, like I said, the thing is, you probably don't want to borrow it from yourself because you're going to have to start taking it anyway, right? So
eventually, yes.
Okay. Did you say 12%, Mark?
Yeah, wait, I didn't even think of this. So are you married?
No, single, no kids.
Yeah, zero. So if you make 0 to 10,000, basically your tax rate's 10%. 9,700 to 39, it's 12%.
He's not taking his deduction.
That's not
okay. Yeah, I'd be in 12. I only collect.
You get a deduction too, though.
That's the only money I draw. Yeah.
So
I don't know what is. I'm just talking bottom line.
So Douglas, just what I said was. You may as well just take it, and whatever you get. But you're going to be in the lowest tax bracket. You won't have a big problem.
That's what I'm thinking. I'll get most of that back.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, by the way, did we go over again on ants? Did we go over? We have to. Okay. So let's come back and regroup right after this.
Clear. I'm gonna let Mark make up his master router first.
All right.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Dan Kaplis today at 4.
Jeez, how does he live on $18,000 a year?
Denver.
And you got to tax it.
Now,
Colorado's got a $15,000.
Pretty quiet on the highway drive around the metro area. The biggest trouble spot right now is on eastbound 6th Avenue approaching Union and Sims. The 2 left lanes are closed for road work, backing things up for about a mile through there. And just a little bit of volume flowing on northbound I-25 headed into Thornton. Everything else pretty wide open. Off freeway, road work slowing things down on northbound Federal approaching Mississippi. Your forecast for today over.
Hey Doc, your Social Security is direct deposit, right? They don't allow you to get checks, do they?
Direct deposit.
Overnight tonight. And then tomorrow for your Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high in the upper 80s. It is 90 right now in Denver. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHAL.
The Bob Evans Farms family of products
wants to remind you to drive sensibly and to get behind the wheel a bit more now. Drive smart and drive safely to shop at your local grocery store for Bob Evans mashed potatoes and mac and cheese.
Master Rooter Plumbing, these are the guys 24/7 emergency service. On top of that, they'll save you money. That's what I really like about these guys. They're going to come out, they're going to do the job right the first time. They're going to save you a ton of money compared to the competition. And no job is too small or too big. They'll come out and just install a new faucet, maybe a new garbage disposal.
Hey, Tom, you'll be on with Steam Pro and Get Found Fast 1 minute after Mark finishes.
They own their own excavation equipment and their own team. They don't have to sub it out and pay someone else to do it. These are the guys. Free
Did you say, what's that? I'm sorry.
Steam Pro and Get Found Fast
Yeah.
1 minute after Mark finishes.
I gotcha.
For
Okay.
military, seniors, and single-income families. Write this number down. If you own a house, you're going to need a plumber at some point. 720-434-3406. 720-434-3406.
Right now, this pandemic has caused so many hardships. 1 minute. It's extended the IRS filing deadline. You can't ignore your tax debt forever. Perfect Tax Relief can help. Call 855-930-4707. Make no mistake, if you owe back taxes, the IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your wages, even take your property.
Okay, now you're up.
Many people are facing hardships, and right now is the best time to negotiate your debt. Call 855-930-4707 and let our team of tax resolution specialists 30 seconds, Steve.
Alright.
The threatening letters.
I can't believe where they put the filler neck on this goddamn RV.
Perfect tax relief.
Could you get a pump in there? Would that be better?
I don't have a pump. I mean, fuck. If I was in a shop, it would work fine because you put the nozzle in and pull the trigger.
Okay, Tom's got a commercial coming up here.
Tell him if he needs tips to ask me.
You know, nothing lives after you steam your carpets with 230-degree water. And I'll tell you, that is a steam clean that kills germs naturally with 100% green products added. Steam Pros has the most powerful of machines. And they will do 3 rooms of carpets for just $89. SteamProInc.com. And they're a locally owned and operated company run for 33 years. And as I said, powerful and clean your home will be. Call them, 303-795-2222. 3 rooms, just $89. SteamProInc.com. All right, we all know now, more than ever, that being on the internet was critical for us. And if we have a website, that was the only way people were going to find out about us. But is your website performing? Does it load quickly? Does it serve you? Get a free analysis from GetFoundFast.com. Seriously, this is not a come-on. These people will tell you all about your website and how it looks to Google and search engines. And then, if you want, they can help you with it. But there's no obligation to find out about yours. GetFoundFast.com, 303-952-4900.
They said they can get their steam to 230 degrees?
That's what they said.
That's a lot of pressure.
With the agreement. They said it's the most powerful truck-mounted system in this industry. With the agreement, things would go back to normal when their advertising resumed.
In the market because he controls the entire process and owns his own money. As a direct mortgage lender, he has a streamlined process that can be done entirely online and on the phone. Get started today at 303-867-7000 or idealhomeloans.com. Brent urges you to shop for your loan. He simply wants a shot at your business because he knows he can make you a better deal. And all the tips on your part.
That's why I didn't want to co-sign on my brother's refi.
I know.
If anything happens, it's on me.
Unless you're on the title roll, that's the only thing.
Yeah, but you know what? I just sent him I just lent him as much money as he needed.
Are you doing that to everybody?
Yeah, how much you want?
What kind of interest rate are you giving them?
My brother?
Yeah.
None.
Man.
I couldn't charge my brother interest.
Oh yeah, you could.
Yeah, I charge my
I
brother.
could, but if he needs the money that badly, add insult to injury?
I charge my brother.
If the money's in the bank getting what, 1%?
I loaned my brother money, and I wasn't. I don't want to get into it.
My brother paid.
My older one.
He paid me.
But Tom, I'm saying, the money's in the bank.
He had to claim it on taxes.
How much is it?
He would have to claim it on taxes then. His brother would.
What's it? 1% or 1.5%?
What's that?
If the money's in the bank.
Maybe not, but he would have to use that as a write-off.
I got a high yield.
Maybe write off whatever the minimum he
This money was just in the bank.
Yeah.
This is Dave Logan from the law offices of Dave Campbell's.
No more. I got a pretty good family. He paid me off ahead of time.
I'm sure, when he gets his shit together, he'll pay me. I'm not worried about it.
So here. Okay.
And if he doesn't.
Okay.
Supporter that they should worry about.
Ouch.
3713 talk 713-8255. All right, let's talk to Ernest. Ernest, what's happening with you, sir?
This is Ernie.
I know. What's happening, Ernie?
I'm trying to get off the ceiling. I've been up here. I just got back from my doctor town.
Yes?
And she tells me I'm cancer free.
Oh, my goodness, Ernie. I remember when you called and you were...
Here comes the dinger.
And you had... Yeah, that deserves a dinger, although we didn't do anything about that. Ernest, you were diagnosed when?
You said the whole crew was going to pray for me.
That's right, we did. That's right. Now,
That's
Ernest,
right.
when were you diagnosed?
I was diagnosed last year in May.
I remember we were so shocked by that. And what kind of cancer were you diagnosed with?
Bladder.
And you went through a lot of stuff, didn't you? You were looking for alternative...
It's been a whole year, and I've had several. I had to change doctors. I went to the VA. I got to VA and went to CU Medical Center. And there's a young lady over there. She looks like she's 15 years old, but she is marvelous.
And what different kinds of treatments did you try?
I tried some treatments that were homespun. I've done some CBD, and I've done a procedure. When Ronald Reagan, on his second term, he came down with a cancer, and his wife took him to Europe. And he took a process called Clarion 55, so they say. They couldn't substantiate it. But the anecdote is that Reagan, she took him to Germany. He came back. He never lost his hair, and he died from Alzheimer's. He was cancer free. And I went through that process. I never told my doctor, but I'm going to call and tell her that I done that.
What was it called?
What it is cesium chloride along with potassium. And I took like 3 quarts of it over the past 6 months.
But how did you take it?
Well, I took it with the food. I changed my diet. I'm mostly just using.
But who told you about? Who told you about doing that? And again, I don't want to give people false hope or tell them it's going to cure their cancer. But you did this alternative treatment along with everything else. And what was it called? The combination was what?
Well, it's a protocol called Clarion 55.
And what were the ingredients?
Sodium chloride.
And what?
And potassium.
And potassium. And you sprinkled it on your food?
No, I put it as liquid. I put 2 tablespoons daily.
Do you feel like it did something? Did you feel like that had an effect?
I feel like God took care of me, Tom.
You do feel that?
I feel like the prayers of you and your crew, and I had thousands of people praying for me.
Good.
I think that's what took care of it.
Well, so right now, though, you went to your doctor, and they said you are free.
Right.
No fooling.
She wants to see me again in July 6th. I got another appointment with her.
Now, it says here that according to this revolutionary treatment kills cancer from the inside out, And this was covered, by the way, by a lot of legit outlets. And it says Dr. Steve Rosenberg invented it. It's a new field of cancer treatment. And apparently, I guess there are a lot of good accolades about it. You're talking about, and what do they call it? It's Clarion 55, huh?
Protocol Clarion 55.
Now, I don't know if that's the same one as Dr. They came up in the search together. I can't say that's what he's using. But in any case, no matter what, your cancer is gone. And now what do you do? Now what do you do?
I just stay strong and try to get my health back because I've been sitting around. You know, I had a lot of things happen to me in the last 10 years. I lost my wife. I lost my youngest son. And my mom, of course, she was 107 months when she died.
Yeah.
It's just been a litany of things that really tried to take me down. And then you got on that guy that was trying to charge me all that money, $40,000, and you got rid of him for me.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad we got rid of him.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that this Clarion 55 is controversial. I guess Dr. Hans Alfred Nieper developed it, but back in in the 1980s to 90s?
Yes.
Okay. Well, listen, here's what's important. You're feeling good. Are you feeling good?
Yes, sir.
Ernie, thank you very much for letting us know. And then when things get back to normal, we'd love to have you in the studio for a Common Man. And that would be fun. But, you know, we don't know when things are going to go back to normal as far as studio and offices and all that. No one really knows. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Let's get your calls in. We got a few minutes for all of you coming right up.
Clear.
Impact traffic. This report is sponsored by Bob Evans Inner Side.
The two left lanes are closed for road work.
Was he the one who wanted to know why he was getting an MRI and a CT scan?
Could have been.
Before they did the he said it was negative. He wanted to know why they did it. Remember?
I don't know. Was he?
I don't remember. Yeah.
That's really good news. He's a good guy.
Yeah, that was nice to hear, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's such a good guy.
He's been calling
for years.
Mostly cloudy tomorrow for your Tuesday with a high in the upper 80s. It is 90 right now in Denver. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHAL.
The Bob Evans
Why don't you like your phone, Mark?
wants to remind you to drive sensibly.
Fuck, man.
10 seconds. My state, become the banker.
First of all, it's too fucking heavy. It's the heaviest phone I've ever had.
Oh, by the way, I'm doing a spot. Hold on, I want to hear about it.
And mac and cheese.
Become the banker. They haven't lost a dime, the people in that investment strategy. In fact, they've been getting 5% as guaranteed, the 4% plus that 1% dividend. And you know what? You can too. In fact, you can build a nest egg tax-free, gross tax-free. You can draw it out tax-free. You just need the details. It's called becomethebanker.org. And it's for real. Now, maybe it's not the only plan you have, but it is definitely a safe one. And it's been proven through this pandemic. 303-779-6600. Becomethebanker.org to sign up for your own private webinar. Becomethebanker.org. Something else I think everyone needs, and that is estate planning. You've heard me talk almost daily. A call comes in about estate planning, whether it be a will, a prenup, a postnup. How about payable on death deposit with a bank? Or what about this? You transferred your house over thinking you were doing right, and actually it screwed up your estate. Don't make mistakes. Get an expert on your side. Do a free consultation with MileHighEstatePlanning.com. That's Blake Harris. He can tell you in a meeting what you're going to need and what it's going to cost. And then do it or don't, but there's no obligation to consult with him. He can do FaceTime, Skype, Zoom. He can do texting and emails, all of it remotely and safely, or he can meet with you. Whatever makes you comfortable. MileHighEstatePlanning.com. You can call or text this number along the Front Range, and nights and weekends are available for appointments. 720-924-6171. 720-924-6171.
Search my symptoms on Google.
So it's heavy as shit.
Yeah.
On top of that, the difference between what I had, I mean everything else besides the camera, and I don't need a 100x zoom. It's not worth $1,100 or $1,200.
Oh my God, that was a lot of money.
I already bought a different one, which is one model newer than my current one, and it was only $300.
That's a lot of money, man.
What kind of camera is this?
It's a 100x zoom. I'll tell you this, it works, man. It's fucking remarkable.
Is this like a video camera?
No, it's a phone.
Oh, okay. Well, you got a new phone. Holy cow.
But he's sending it back.
I got two new ones. I'm sending the expensive one back.
What, you got 100 zoom on a camera?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I can literally zoom in on a squirrel that's 50 yards away in our neighborhood, and you can see his fucking eyes. It's
No,
crazy.
really? Wow.
Is there a gun attached to it?
Does it got 3 cameras? 3 lenses on it?
It's got, I think, 4.
Oh, wow. And this is a Samsung.
Here's a 100x zoom on this video. Watch.
It's a Samsung S20.
Here's a 100. Oh, I thought he was going to zoom out now. Look. This is 100x. Oh, that's not that great. Wait,
look how far away.
Wait, still. Hold on. Did you see that? Look at that shit. Look at that shit.
Wow.
That was, holy shit.
Wow.
Look, so he was right there. You can see the color, whatever.
Right.
Pretty fucking amazing.
That is pretty amazing. Basically, you've got a telescope for a camera.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, but it's so expensive.
We looked at it.
Use a 100x zoom.
Right, well, you can use it as a telescope, though.
Mark, was it a Galaxy S20?
What's the guys that
Here it is.
already
Oh, here, look at the moon.
coming in so far out.
It would be great to look at the moon.
Exactly how
I want to see it. I want to see it.
in person panel of all Galaxy S20 models, unlike Apple saying. So I have this
But that
simulation
telescope's
based
not going to
on
be able to
the
call
results of
or
this
do
zoom,
all the
and
other
we
stuff
can actually
either.
get even clearer results than
Yeah, but
this.
if you think about,
This is
just think
actually
about
coming
what the
from inside
satellites
here.
can do. They can read a license plate from 200 miles
Oh,
up.
okay, no. They can see the license plate. They can't read what's on it.
Yeah, now they can. If they're telling you that they can see the license plate, I guarantee that they're able to read it.
I got in an argument. He said he could read your watch from there.
No, if they can see the plate,
Look at
they're
this.
not telling you that
Look,
they can.
look at from that to that. Look.
What are you looking at?
I just Googled the 100x Galaxy.
And you can see the Eiffel Tower
And
from
they're
here.
showing videos and they're showing examples.
Hey, I can see you guys.
Look at this one. This is
Wow, that is.
incredible. Look at that tiny little thing and then look what you see.
Seriously, Dan, hold up some fingers. I'll tell you how many you're holding up.
Okay.
Wait, he just drank some water.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. So Mark is trying out a phone that has a 100x zoom. So I went on.
It's pretty cool, but I'm sending it back, man.
Okay,
Here's the
hold
deal.
on. By the way, FrankDuran, I just want to mention that because he is the man, and
He was
I always
just out
mention
here,
him.
by the way.
What's that?
He was just at my house. He did a full-blown, he told me, we're not selling our house, but because we talk about in his advertisements all the time, the free, what does he call it?
Market analysis.
Lots of words.
Market
the market analysis. Man, it is a full, 15, 20-page packet with comps, and I'm telling you, he dials in exactly what you can get for your house. No strings attached, Tom. I cannot believe how cool this market analysis is. It's way more than I
Now,
thought.
when do you get the results?
I got the results. 4 days. It takes about 4 days.
Oh, okay.
It is, I'm telling you, and it's cool, and it's for anybody out there. If you don't know the value of your house, it doesn't matter if you're buying it or selling it. There's no strings attached whatsoever. Frank will come out personally, do this analysis, and you're going to know what your house is worth.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. You know, a lot of people, I think, have the wrong impression of what their house is worth. But another thing is, a lot of people think they have to list it for what it's worth or more and then come back. He has found there are certain areas where you have what's called the sweet spot that actually gets multiple offers, and he purposely prices it to draw attention to get the multiple.
Yeah.
And then when the people see it, they say, well, it's worth more than this. So when they get a competing offer, they increase their offer. He is a genius.
That's right.
And man, you know, I'm a very difficult person when it comes to delegating. And I've learned over the years, I've gotten way better at it. But one thing that I always thought, I'll just do it myself. Look, give me the guy's number, I'll talk to him. And I watched Frank in action and thought, you know what, there are just times you need to leave the experts to what they do. And you know, they just do it every day, and they do it so well. So anyway, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. That was a little side trip I took because I had gotten an email about how wonderful the experience was that somebody used. But anyway, this phone, Mark, the 100x zoom, that is incredible. Yep. But what other features are the new, let's say the new iPhones compared to the new Galaxies? What are they? Samsung's always neck and neck with Apple, and it's one comes out.
They're far advanced as far as the camera. But right now, where Samsung is killing Apple is Apple doesn't even have a 5G product out yet. Now they will in November.
That's what's amazing to me is that there's no.
Do you like how AT&T and Verizon, they trick you? If you look on your iPhone right now, and it doesn't matter if you have an old one, a new one. It'll say 5G.
Mine
something.
does. That's right. That's what mine does.
But it's not 5G.
No, they admit that.
It's so stupid.
But anyway, here's the deal. Most of us wouldn't even know the difference, I don't think. Do you think we'd know the difference between 4 and 5G?
Oh, hell yeah, 5G, man. If you've got good 5G and live downtown, you will not need internet in your house. That phone will do everything.
Well, yeah, as a hotspot, I believe you. That would be the difference. Anyway, folks, thanks for joining us. And as you know, we'll be back here tomorrow. So save all your problems for us.
You know what I was going to say, Tom?
All right, you're clear.
Riding and the COVID stuff, nobody mentioned the docking of the SpaceX.
Oh, I seen it.
That was
God, it was so wonderful.
Hey, I will bet you the stock jumped up big time.
Oh, they just said he made $770 million.
God darn it.
But think about
he needs it.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, I finished my